He has immersion.
Have no immersion. Why are your cameras not in place?
Because there is one that is there that shouldn't be there.
No, that fixed itself already. That's what I was
for me,
waiting
it's still
for.
showing up.
Define cameras not in place.
They're offset.
There we go. Now I'm set in the right position.
God damn it, Sep, you are in...
I promise I did not.
You moved too much.
I haven't cropped shit on my picture.
You look widescreen.
I am widescreen. Thank you for noticing. Finally, I'm HD.
HDTR?
Although, when I was watching the VOD, my cam had a tendency of freezing.
Yes, you're still freezing for me.
Yeah, you're frozen right now.
Well, for fuck's sake, that's not what I want.
You
Not
probably
frozen
have
for me. So
might
that's
you
that.
have maybe Steam working in the background, downloading stuff like that?
No, I just have shit internet as a whole. I have 0.6 upload at the best.
Wow, that's amazing.
I
Did you
know.
think about downgrading it? I mean,
Well, I
So
was
it won't
thinking
be too
about it
fast?
now.
There. Now you're all fixed. I have
Oh.
to go into the other scene and do the same again.
but I
You
hope that I won't
shits.
be fixed. Come on,
You should download more internet.
download
I
more.
should. Remember
Download
when I
more
had
RAM.
300 up and down?
There's an
Yeah.
app for that.
Skype used to look good.
Used to.
Skype actually looks good at any point.
At which point did Skype ever
Yeah,
look
you got
good?
a point. You got a point.
Or sound good for that matter.
But we haven't had those eruptions that we eruptions. The interruptions that we used to have.
Eruptions?
Like after 4 hours, they just straight up cut us out. Remember
Yeah,
that we had to
that's-
call each other again.
Yeah, that... Then again, we haven't gone 4 hours in a while.
That is also true.
Yeah, my stamina isn't what it used to be.
No, me neither.
No, we always have
We
to
got old.
break early. No, we did have one session that was 4 hours.
Yeah,
That was a super long one.
And it's not me that was breaking it up, which is interesting because I am the one that actually has a problem with the hours.
it is because of you. We always have to be shorting down the hours because of Torm. It's never about anything else. Maybe once in a while.
If I remember last time,
Don't remember, Torm. I'm just saying, don't remember.
I'm sure you're remembering wrong.
Yes,
yes, my memory is because I'm so old. I remember wrong.
it's a time difference. It does that to everyone.
It's what happens when you're in the past.
Yeah.
I'm not in the past. I'm the future.
We're all
Then
living in
you-
the past, man.
You're gonna help me with some lottery numbers.
I'm at 11. I'm in 10:30 in the evening. You're
I
like
tried that
earlier.
one. I tried that one with the lottery numbers. Doesn't work.
Shit.
It's
ta-
3,
it
4,
takes
5,
fra-
6, 7,
It takes
8, 9.
fractions of a second for our brain to process what's going on around us. We're all living in the past, man.
Actually, I think it's 2 seconds you take, but
Yeah, but Sep, I think they've actually accounted partially for short time travel. Have you noticed how
Yes.
all the big lotteries have a few days limit before you're allowed to okay,
Actually,
it's
it
2
has
days
4
until
hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours now, or it's 7. You have to deliver it by 7, and then it gets picked by 10, I guess.
Yeah, I
That's
think
insane.
it used to be longer, but they lowered it because they realized that they want more money.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what I figured. If I want time travel, I don't need anything more than 4, maybe 5 hours, just to be safe.
if you really want to time travel, take a plane and fly a lot of time. Your clock will actually be slowed because of the speed that you're moving at.
Does that work for the Euro jackpot?
No, but your clock will work on your clock.
It's digital.
Didn't they actually research
It's
that?
still working it.
The astronauts that aren't being affected as much by gravity as we are.
Yeah, time is
And
less affecting them.
This time we're talking about science. Welcome, everyone.
Very poorly.
We are trying to make Shump rich by time travel, but
I only need 4 hours, people. If you know any way of that, just let me know.
yes.
He's
Just
up
let
for
us
any
know.
kind of experiment as long as you have 4 hours for him.
As long as it
that's-
involves electrodes into his brain, he's good.
No, that's just every Wednesday night, so everything.
Actually, try that. It's interesting.
That explains a lot.
Not on myself.
I had to do that. Then who? The cat?
On the mouse.
Okay, let's start D&D.
Yes.
Now we need a mouse.
You have a mouse.
Oh, we have.
No.
1 second.
No.
Come on.
No.
I'm sure I can find some clean electrodes to do it.
Well, I mean, for the dragon that was just hanging on our hull, we looked like Tasty Mouse.
Oh
Yes.
shit, that was actually last session.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, yeah, that's...
What do you
I totally-
think happened after that?
Well, I was watching the VOD, but I was watching it with my son, and then he fell asleep, and then he woke up, and then that was before the end, and I didn't remember the fucking dragon hanging off her hull. Well, this is,
Your
What?
character was literally stood there pissing himself,
yeah,
afraid
now I
to go
remember
near
it
it.
all.
And
It all
Quelena
comes
was
back
was trying to scare a dragon, which was hilarious.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
I mean,
Because
Yes.
paranoia.
not so much scaring it as trying to climb on it and being generally creepy.
Yeah.
Can I touch you? I'm gonna touch you.
Because I don't think you are real.
Well,
I mean,
the last
dragon-
time someone someone who was female in our campaigns did that, they got a ride from a dragon. So
Ooh.
It's actually true.
I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
trying to get to ride. Come on.
And the last time a male
Ride.
in our group and it was dead, and it was highly inappropriate.
1 second.
I
A
don't remember
ride
that.
like babies? I mean, she wouldn't mind the baby dragon.
I
No.
removed that
Right,
entire
that's it.
organ.
She actually got to fly around the area for a while.
And what
And
happened?
then the dragon got murdered in our sleep.
yeah,
And then I got dragon gonorrhea.
yeah, good times.
Good. Don't get dragon gonorrhea. Stay safe.
It's worse than
Wear pro-
fireballs.
Wear full body protection.
Yeah.
Or better yet, just don't touch dragons inappropriately.
Yeah,
I
that's
was,
also good.
I was going
good
to
advice.
touch it with the fireball, but you know, I think that fireballs clean it before you touch.
I mean, since they're
Sanitize.
probably mostly immune to fire, it does
That's
sanitize their skin. So yeah, or scales. I mean,
I can clean it. Just some fireballs all around, and then you can go and have safe sex. And we're not advertising condoms today.
yet.
No.
That gives a whole new meaning to cleanse it with fire.
No, but Trojan or Magic, whichever wants free publicity, just get in touch.
hmm
Direct.
We'll
I need the Magnum ones.
We'll take your money. We'll forward any of the robbers to Sep, since he's the one popping out babies.
Desperately needing them.
Yeah.
It's actually we're trying to help a person in need. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing here.
It's charity, but
Sep is
also pay us.
Sepp is also the only one that could feasibly use a condom on his head because he has no hair.
You know that 3 o'clock shadow or things where you go 3 days without shaving yourself? That happens to my head. If I was to use a condom on my head, it would puncture. I would have holes.
Well, at least it's not your.
That's unsafe.
I mean, if you do that to your beard, it's going to be a 5-year shadow.
I'm gonna just...
Not interested.
Well, the banter
Good.
part of banter roll is done.
Yeah. What are you
And I
laughing
just-
at back
So
there?
I think we finished here.
So-
I just
Yeah.
realised there isn't a session we've done where we don't shamelessly try to promote getting some form of endorsement from
We've
someone.
only done
Like
it
Kit Kat?
twice, or something like that.
3 times.
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah,
who doesn't
was
want
one.
free stuff?
In 17 episodes, I think that's pretty good.
I remember.
That's
I
just like
especially remember
I
that
think
one
though
where
that-
Advertise
the-
like
the-
shameless whores, and eventually the reward will come to us.
I think that the product that you can really get a ad for, and I mean that they would really be willing to pay you for, would be pills against insanity, because your viewers are basically going insane. So
Wait, it's been 17 sessions.
Yeah, this is the
Yep.
17th episode.
that's
Wow,
pretty insane.
time sure flies.
Yep. And we skipped 1 week, right? I think. Or have we not skipped
No.
any weeks?
no,
Not
we
skipped
didn't.
any.
skip it
Yeah.
then.
I don't
So
think we
it's
skipped any.
about
All being
skipping, but we
continuous.
didn't.
There were 2 times we were looking at the chance that we might have to, but then it
Yeah.
worked itself out.
But I'm guessing this month we will skip some.
Nope.
No.
Yep.
No.
Or at least without me.
Well,
Some of you, but the real dedicated people will stay behind and carry on the show.
But I will then afterwards not be here for 2 weeks, so we'll be.
well, you fucker. I was just on a roll.
I'm only missing one. I'm off.
When are you gone?
I'm away the 17th.
Same as me.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
maybe
I'm
maybe
away
17th
from-
will be the one we missed then, since 2 of you are away. And I
I
do
won't
have a
be the
replacement.
31 and the 7th.
Okay.
I don't
I-
take vacations.
You
I'll
don't
be here
get them
on
because
time.
you got kids.
Yeah,
Or
there's that.
kid.
There's that.
I've got a kid. I'm being dragged away. I don't get a choice in this one. Like, you don't want to go. You're going.
Okay.
Fine.
You're a
But you're paying
Scotsman.
for-
Fight for
Fine,
your
I'll go to
freedom.
Disney World. Come on.
I'm going to Blackpool.
I don't know what that is. Is
It's
that
a
some kind of...
Of all the places, Blackpool
Of-
too.
Of all the places, yes.
Such a
It's
Is it like your
So-
favorite place?
it's such a wonderful holiday destination.
it's just roller coasters and bars.
Yes, poor guy.
There's
We
nothing
will
wrong with
feel
that.
bad
That
for
sounds lovely.
It sounds
that-
lovely until you have no
everybody
money
for him.
for the bars.
But you need a fake identity and a fake credit card. And then you're
Right.
set. Just put it on my bill and you're gone.
1 second, you need to send a duck.
What are they going to do? Find you? What are they going to do if they do find you? Take all the money you don't have?
Yes.
Gambling, yes. They also have gambling.
Oh, poor guy. I really am shedding tears here for you.
So
Good.
terrible.
So, you're on an airship almost reaching Edificent Library.
Yes. And then we can stay there for the entire life.
Yes.
Or at least Quelena will. That's right.
No, just for like the next 6 or 7 sessions till everyone's back.
Hello! Maybe that would be a good way to get when I'm not here. She's just gone to the library.
The airship is floating along, running alongside the Snowflake Mountains. You have crossed the main road from Riatavin to the Shining Plains, and you hear from the bow one of the clockwork gnomes shouting, "Land ho!"
1 second, are we above water that he shouts at?
No.
Okay.
We're above land,
Yes.
which is literally almost anywhere.
I was like, did we cross over water?
We probably
Oh.
crossed the opening of the river
Nope.
at some point.
No.
We've not
I
crossed
will.
any
I will
water.
I will
No,
just
Trump has been
repeat what
influencing
the.
them.
like
I will just repeat what the gnome said.
Just
Good.
a literal puddle. It's a puddle. That's it.
Just whatever we do, make sure we don't go up there,
Why?
because that's where Castle Trinity is.
What's wrong with that?
it's adventure. You shouldn't.
Yes,
Don't seek
I'm
out
not going to
adventure.
say. I'm not going to say what is there.
Okay.
I can say it out of character, but that will do you no good.
I don't want you to tell me if it's not in character.
It's a portal to hell.
Yay! Let's go
Those
there.
are a dime a dozen in this world.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want to go there. I want to go to hell.
Just throw a dart at the map and you'll find a portal to hell.
I mean, you know how much fun it can be to say to someone, "I went to hell and back."
I mean, I think most people in Forgotten Realms have already done that, so
Doesn't make you any
Aw.
special here now.
So if I say I haven't done it, would it be special?
probably more special.
Yeah.
Especially in the circles
Alright.
you...
So let's not go to hell.
I haven't been to hell, and everyone else is, "Oh, so cute.
Oh,
It's an
okay.
itty bitty adventure."
Oh, look at the little adventurer. He must be so innocent.
So you come around one of the mountains and come essentially face to face with a large tower jutting out from the mountainside, a bright column of light shining up into the sky before dispersing, because one of those what was it, Return of the King, or Two Towers light columns, that doesn't really work. So you just have this like light beam.
Nice. Can I
Really?
eat it?
I'm not sure you should eat it.
I didn't know you were a kobold.
Well,
At heart.
1 second.
That would explain a
It's
lot.
light beam. Can't I then make this ship into a eco-friendly ship, working on light and sun?
Heathen.
What is this, California?
Are we going to make it run on, like, sunflower oil?
Could work. Could work.
The gnomes would have your head for that. Sacrilege.
We could use the gnomes as sun
Hey,
receptors.
does it count as biodiesel if we use the corpses of our fallen enemies?
I think it counts as bio.
I think
recyclable.
depending on what part of you use, and if you use
Why?
magic, yeah, I think it would count as blood magic.
No, but if we just use like
And or
use it
necromancy.
in the furnace, we can use the biofuel.
Oh, okay.
So from now on, every time we hit a corpse, we should bring it to the ship. It's good fuel. Anyways,
Yeah,
should we land?
Well, I mean, that's what we came here to do. Or you came here to do, at least.
Can I see the library?
Yes.
yes, you can see a tower that has been partly built into the mountainside in a
I
very
look
deep,
down.
sharp valley.
I look down from the railing. Once I see that I am about at top of it, I will jump off and cast Featherfall.
Okay.
Just step off the railing and cast Featherfall, because Shump's parking abilities were awesome, and I'd like to keep my life for next time.
Okay, so
And I'm fed
Quelena goes over the side. Shump, your deep
yes,
want, your deep
yeah.
want for seeing Quelena walk the plank have come true.
Yeah. Sounds good. I'll probably be participating a lot with ganging her and tying up her hands and feet and blindfolding her.
She goes over the side before you can do any of that.
Oh, that's shit.
It's one of those, you just see her mirroring about on the deck and it's just, ooh, and just...
Yeah, they are the
Over.
ones you have to worry about because...
Ooh, shiny.
Shiny tower. So the real question is, do we need to land, or is there actually like a way to like park up at the tower?
I mean, technically, you could just go up to the tower and throw a rope out there and hope that there's someone to tie you on or something.
Or we could just do a Tarzan-ish thing and just jump with a rope.
True. The very top of the tower is, as you can see in the image before you, there is like a large open pavilion kind of structure at the very top from which the light emanates. The pillars are like almost 20 feet thick, so they would definitely be able to handle your airship tossing around.
So we could kind of hang around here and anchor to there.
Yeah, if you wanted to. Meanwhile, below you can see crowds beginning to gather. Many are wearing robes, almost like monastic robes. Others are wearing very neat and official like attire, almost like tuxedos or whatever the version here would be.
I will just wave like this.
Well, feather
The thing
falling.
is, you're floating down, but you're wearing robes, aren't you?
Yes. Since when does Quilena care about privacy?
It's kind of hard to see anything when you have just robes all around you. So you're just waving like inside the robes, and then you see a blue
feather
something
falling, not
with
falling
feet.
vertically. I'm sorry, I'm feather falling. I'm not falling fast.
That doesn't matter. This is the freaking mountains. You're very high up. Of course, the robe is going to go up a bit.
It's a nice hat I have.
Yes, too bad only you can see it.
And nothing else.
Actually, I can't see it unless I will remove it to look at it. But yeah,
You're basically doing a Marilyn Monroe.
yep, just a long way down.
Yep.
So all they see is a pair of legs and something blue.
It's a parachute upside down.
Chump, are you at the helm?
Yes, I am.
Good. Why don't
No.
you roll a vehicle check?
Oh,
Okay,
fuck
good.
in hell. We're taking down the tower.
So,
Could I
what-
get a reroll?
do you have inspiration?
Yes, I do.
You
I
can
actually
use
do.
that if you would
Holy
like.
shit. Yes, I'm using that. Okay, slightly
Okay,
better.
11 is
Let's see.
better. 11 is better.
Just in preparation for getting to the tower, I will grab a rope
Okay, to sling it out there. Or
Am I
just
able to hold the rope and Misty Step onto the tower to tie it?
Yes, if you get close enough. And
you're
by
so much
the
better.
trajectory Shump has plotted, you are heading very close to the tower. However, at the last moment, he manages to correct the course, and the ship just kind of like tilts to the side as it turns, and
Oh god.
you
I have to ask.
you
Slide.
yeah, the bow of the ship like sinks between the pillars very slowly as the ship comes to a halt and then stops just before the hull touches any of the pillars or the tower itself. You can
What would
hear
have happened if this was a 5?
you hear a you hear a bonk emanate through the balloon above you as the balloon touches very softly against the top of the tower.
A car alarm goes off somewhere.
Meanwhile, Colonna, you hit a. Did you want to jump all the way down the ground, or there's like a couple of these landing platforms in between the
Can I reach
ground
them?
and yeah, that depends entirely on when you timed your jump.
I would have liked to land at the. Well, I guess that it would be rude to just land in the middle of them, so I would land in the middle of them.
Okay, good. So a a group of the people living at this tower have gathered on one of the landings. Like there's a wide landing that outcrops out from the tower and looms over like this village set up on the ground below. And you land like directly in the middle of this crowd. You hear like gasps from the crowd.
I say my bloopers are not that dirty, and start walking off to the library.
you
And
hear
I will have this scolding face towards them as I start walking, as though they were rude to even look that way.
okay, good. Okay. So the entire crowd is like whispering about your very dramatic entrance while you just stroll past and into the library itself. As soon as you cross the threshold, you hear a cacophony of noise from above you that goes boom boom.
I will look up. I mean, it's coming from above me, so I'm looking up.
Late books detected. Please
What?
be forwarded to the main lobby and return your books. Thank you. Boom boom.
Oh, it's an intercom system. Oh! I will use a minor illusion and just repeat what she said, and then keep going.
Okay. Where are you headed? Yeah, directly in front of you is a large hall lined with large bookshelves all around you. There's a single ladder that is on rails against one of the bookshelves. And
Is there-
it's
are there
at
categories?
least 50 feet high, leaning against the very top of the
Are
shelf.
there categories, like on
Yes.
the shelves?
Yeah,
I would
they've all been numbered in a number code.
Okay. I would like to search for an index.
Okay.
I'm guessing Quilana is kind of moist at this point.
Yeah, I mean a lot of books and
Yeah,
absurd love.
not just books. All of the bookshelves also have this like metal chains running from all the way up to all the way to the bottom, and the
Are
books
you
are
suggesting she likes Buddhism?
I
the
don't think Buddhism is the thing you're looking for here.
all the all the books.
BDSM, I meant.
All the books are connected to these chains by these extended linkages made out of golden chain.
Ooh.
And it looks like the golden chains are no longer than maybe 5 feet.
Are they detachable?
You don't see any clear way, but you are looking for an index, not
Yes.
for a
I was
book just yet.
wondering. I mean, gold. Ooh, shiny. Do I spot any indexes or any reference to where I can spot an index?
Eventually,
I mean,
eventually,
I am a scholar, so I should be able to navigate the library.
yeah. Eventually, you come across a spiral staircase near the middle of the tower, and just beside that is a huge map of the tower with several different small squares with an I, lowercase I, printed on them. It looks
I'm
like
guessing that's for initials. Just kidding. Where's the nearest I that I can spot for me? I mean, I'm trying to first locate myself and then kind
yes. Yeah, there's a big red dot exactly where you are. It says you are here on bold letters.
I would first of all accuse it of flying, and then I will.
Several. It's in several languages and all of them big bold letters.
If it wasn't in several languages, I have comprehend languages, so I could have understood it. And I will first of all blame it that it's lying, and then I will search for the nearest eye.
Okay. The closest one to you is on the floor below you.
All right. How tall is the floor to go down one floor?
Each floor is about 50 feet or so.
Right, I'm not using the floors, the stairs. I'm going to use my floating disc and go down in style.
Okay.
And then just when I reach down, I will just put it back in my bag, and then search for the eye that I located.
Good. Sure. You see in the distance this little shack built into the in between a couple of bookshelves, and there's this metal structure above with a information banner hung.
I would just like to know: is there a dwarf sitting there, pointing at the sign, saying?
No, at this very moment you don't see anyone at the desk.
All right, I'm going up to it.
Good. While you are traveling up to it,
Yep.
the rest of you manage to tie down your airship without any issue. It's a little bit gusty in this passage, but it seems to not be enough to cause your airship to careen off course or anything. So the gangplank is pulled out and set so you can walk into the tower itself.
Well then, Champ, shall we go and see if they have horses for rent?
Let's. I need to find a good book that is about government and politics and how I could best attain that for myself.
Not about courting the opposite sex?
No, I think this would actually play into that. I need to court her through my politics and governmental ideals and traits, and also my ruling with an iron fist. Basically.
I see.
Yeah.
By drinking elf blood.
If Kolana was here now, I would say shut up. This is not the subject we're talking about.
Well, I mean, she is a woman, so
Yes.
a few days a month you could be drinking some blood.
That's just outrageously inappropriate of you. She hasn't even had her first blood.
She's 14, she probably has.
Okay, yeah, probably. I
I'm
hope
not
so.
14. I'm 100 and something, but okay.
Not you.
Kolana
Not
was having
everything
one
is
of these
about
things.
you.
Okay.
Yes, I hope I will
the-
rule
that-
the entirety of Faerun for her. At one point.
Very well. Is anyone greeting us here with our sudden
Banter
At
down the
will.
gangplank.
at-will landing at their top of the tower?
Not
We
so
haven't
far.
actually asked anyone for permission or like announced ourselves. We're just, hi guys, we're here. We own this place now.
Yeah. So far
No one cares.
there hasn't been anyone that has come up to greet you. In the middle of the open pavilion, there is a large pedestal on which is an orb or a large crystal orb that matches the shade of the light that you saw beaming up earlier.
To point at it and look at Champ and like, don't touch that.
You know what? Just to be safe.
He'll pull out the toad and just.
You hear all of the clockwork gnomes mimic that sound, and the
It was just locked in the airship.
the gangplank is hurriedly pulled out back to the ship.
I'm just stepping off it as that happens.
Yeah, I mean you missed this step to tie the ship down, didn't you?
That was the initial
yes.
plan, so yeah.
Yeah.
I need the clockwork gnomes to, replace my toad very soon.
I mean, at this point, it's a miracle that the toad is still alive, but
It's probably just
He has
death
to.
rattling when I'm pressing it.
yeah. it's never actually been a live toad. It's just like you press it at the right spot to make it do the sound.
Ribbit.
It's just the vacuum being created inside and then release. And yeah. Oh my god.
It's not even a squeak or anything, it's just a squelch.
Yeah.
Oh. So, are there any stairs leading down?
Yes. Around the pedestal, there is a spiral staircase leading down.
Well, off we go then.
Good.
Heading down.
All right. You climb down, and you start hearing hurried steps coming up towards you as you start heading down.
Are they halfway out of breath?
Yeah, you can hear like
Having to stop once in a while, like, why is this tower so goddamn long? Yeah, we'll just leisurely stroll down then.
I'll peer over the railing as we're slowing down. Just like
Sure. So
fucking heights.
so far you can't see anything past the railing. It's just stone. But after just like a minute or so, you come into a more open area where this vaulted roof gives way into a lovely like library floor with bookshelves everywhere. These bookshelves up here are curved, so they are like spirals around the spiral staircase. And you see many people milling about. Several of them are like pushing off the shelves on these rickety ladders and like going from one end of a bookshelf all the way to the other in a single push, very effortlessly.
Daredevils.
They are all below you, like about 10 feet still, and then there's 40 feet of bookshelves, and then there's the floor. The sound coming towards you finally reveals itself to you as you come down, and it comes up, and you almost collide in the staircase. You see a man dressed in all white and a bit of gilded details on his robes. He rushes up to greet you, but as soon as he gets to you, he just looks up and then collapses or folds over and holds his knees and starts just taking in deep breaths.
Hi.
Hello.
You okay there?
Oh, I came from the third floor. Whew.
And we're now on the...
This is the 20th.
Huh?
That
You're
was
in quite
run.
good shape for such a character. What is he?
He wipes the sweat off his brow and looks up at you. You can see that he is at least what looks initially as human, but then you see like his features are slightly elongated. He has slightly pointed ears, so probably a half-elf.
I'm guessing there's something you wanted since there was such a rush to get up here. Or is there a flash sale on books?
I am Ganymede, lector, and a follower of Ogma. I came to greet you. It has been a while since anyone docked at the top of the tower.
That was a parking space, right?
Usually not for airships. Usually for griffins or eagles sometimes.
Or
So
dragons.
it's technically still a parking space, so that it's okay.
Yes,
If
Don't
yes.
have an elevator.
It's
if there
fine.
is going to be any fine,
Did you use the orb up top to get a ticket and mark your arrival time?
no, but I won't be staying. And there's a certain other individual here. I'm sure you'll run into her. Quelana, she handles all the finances for the airship, so I'll make sure to send her up and have her do that.
Well, very well. I suppose it's fine. What are you looking for? Maybe I might help.
Horses.
Books.
Books?
Do you have any?
Books we have plenty. Horses, no. I'm afraid not. Only
No.
those that arrivals bring with them. Whew.
But there is a stable where they have their horses, yes?
Yes?
Are you planning to steal the horse?
No,
It doesn't have the moonblade yet.
it's called loaning.
Without asking, it's not loading.
Well, it seems my good colleague here, Champ, is looking for some books on, well, politics and governments.
How
have any
to
of
attain
those?
rulership within 4 days.
Those
Also,
are.
do they have pictures?
Comics.
Why is he
do
looking
it.
at me like that?
Books on
How
rulership
to
and statecraft are on the 10th floor. Color books are on the 2nd.
Ah, well, all on the way then. Cool. Do they have pictures?
The ones on the 2nd floor, yes.
Cool. I don't see the significance. You're like different areas.
Please, I will walk you down. And then he starts walking down the
Poor
small
guy.
staircase
It's bad for him.
ahead of you.
Well, at least it's much easier to go down than up.
He starts telling you the story of the Edificent Library, about how it was built many hundreds of years ago to serve as a temple and a vault of sacred knowledge.
It's the obligatory tour.
Yeah. And since
And
you
Trump
have
will be
like
more.
several floors to go, he probably gets through the whole thing.
I'm gonna wait past and go. Is the tour free?
No. You need to pay for it afterwards.
Yes, of course.
Okay, it's just
Why would it
for
not be?
telling to our friend Palana.
Oh, Rohirth, and since you'll be staying here with Kolana, I hope you take responsibility and make sure that all the parking system is in order.
Yes, I'll make sure it's in order.
Just validate the ship. You know, no big deal.
Just validate the parking.
Do they have any valets?
So you make your way down the spiral staircase. Meanwhile, Quelena, you have already gotten to the information desk. At first, the desk seems empty.
I will use the minor illusion to cause a bell ring.
Okay. There are several people who seem like they're librarians. They glance your way and then huddle behind bookshelves.
Like the usual defense position against someone asking question.
Basically, yeah. Like keep their heads down. I'm far too busy to answer questions.
I will come up
Don't
to
approach
closer
me.
to one of them. I will come closer to one of them and just do a minor illusion of a bell ring just next to his ear, and ask, "Can I ask you a question?"
Yes.
If he's not deaf, then he can actually ask.
What would you like?
I'm searching for a book about conjuration, basic conjuration. Also, I'm searching for another topic, mythalars.
That would be in the Vault of Lost Magic. In front of you stands.
Which one? No, I mean, which one of the topics is there?
Specifically the Mythalar. In front of you stands a human male, roughly 7 feet tall, slightly obese, wearing like these off-white robes.
I would like to try and charm him with my looks.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a high elf. I'm guessing.
You don't look like a book, though.
No, but maybe he might help me.
By the power of illusion.
I don't need illusions for that.
Check out my spine. You can rifle my pages if you want.
So, what do I need to roll in order to do that?
You can make a persuasion check.
Or swear that you will have at least 50 bad book puns this session.
I probably will, but...
So what do you want to get out of him? Or do you just want to seduce him?
I want him to show me where the books that I need are. I will just kind of try and get him to go with me to show me. So I won't need to search.
Minor conjuration is 3 floors down, and the vault is below the mountain.
I'm kind of blinking my eyes at him, trying to look sexy, and kind of say, "Wouldn't you mind showing?"
Do you have something in your eye?
Damn, he's dumb. 1 second. Just to get my breath.
Kolana, you're amongst your peers here.
Yes, and that's how she got along with scholarship. Come on. I will.
I can show you the books in the tower, but the vault is restricted access.
To whom?
Lector Ganymede and the keeper of the vault. Yes.
All right. Where do I find this dude?
I believe I saw him running up.
What's up?
Likely he went to greet the airship arrival.
Well, that's not important. Could you show me the shelf of the minor conjuration?
Yes, of course.
I will just
this way, please.
Yeah, I will follow him to where it is.
Yes, this way. He huddles along towards the spiral staircase and then starts.
I will use the disc in order to fly just beside him, like slowly going down a lift.
Sure.
And you can see me like pushing I will do a prestidigitation just to make a button that I'm pushing, and then just going slowly next to him down.
Sure. So the librarian you found starts walking down the spiral staircase. You notice that after about half a floor, his face is red and starting to sweat up.
How is that huge person barely able to walk?
His pace immediately is cut in half.
I will kind of do the choo-choo and keep going down to where I need to go.
Okay. So you'll essentially leave him in your dust.
Well, no dust, but yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I will do a prestidigitation of some dust flying in his way, just to make it look like I bypassed him, and then I will land on the floor that he is supposed to get to, and just wait there for him to get to there.
Sure.
And while I'm waiting, I'm kind of trying to like if I can figure out it myself, then I will try to find it myself. But if it seems like just codes and stuff, I will wait for him.
Sure. So the floor that you eventually land
Get
at
to-
is like it's like the bookshelves are completely covered in kind of runes. There are labels on them. These are actually more specific than perhaps the ones that you saw above. So it looks like these bookshelves are over many subjects, and one of them points you towards minor conjuration magic.
I will kind of note it in my mind where it is.
Sure.
And then I will kind of walk up a bit to where he's still going.
Yeah, so by this point you like have to go up like 2 floors.
Yeah, and I come up to him and ask him, now, where's the vault after you showed me that lovely shelf? I chose the wrong librarian.
Inside the mountain. It is restricted access.
Well, I'm sure you can get me in.
No.
Such a wise fella can't get me in.
No.
So how do I get access?
You... you must find Lecter Galamid.
All right, so
he
he
can
said
grant access.
You said that he's upstairs.
Yes. Probably.
I will. Yeah, then I will use. First of all, I will turn on my light. I will use the disc and fly upwards, searching for him on the spiral staircase, trying to spot him as I go up.
Okay.
And I will kind of look at the librarian, blow him a kiss, and then keep flying. I will do a minor illusion of this kiss, like flying towards him.
Okay. While you leave him dumbfounded, like exhausted from the climb down.
You just did 1 floor.
Yeah, he starts the laborious work of getting back up to the floor he was on, while you speed off.
Yep, 30 feet.
The rest of you, you have just about finished the tour. The lecture on the history of the Edificant library, and
Chuck loved it.
Lecter Galamid is about to change into a speech about Ogma specifically, and how knowledge feeds everything and is key to all manners of study and experience in life. And at this very moment, you see someone riding up the spiral staircase, apparently surfing on a shield.
I would use the middle space, the empty space, to use it as a lift. I mean, I won't actually go.
Okay. So you rise up, rather.
Yeah, and I will just look at. I will just ignore the group and look at the person next to them and kind of ask, "Are you Galamid?"
Yes, I am. I am Lecter. I am Lecter.
I was told
Galamid.
I need to find you by a librarian.
Oh, concerning what?
I need access to the restricted area.
Might I ask why?
I want to do some research.
Regarding what?
Mythalars.
Well,
But Alana, I thought you were here to research the warlord.
Well, he was in one, as you told me.
Cool, so we just begin walking down.
Continue walking down, rather.
good.
Yeah.
Great. Um, well, I suppose. Well, there are some checks we need to make, of course, but I don't see a problem with you researching mytholores. It is impossible to make them now.
Well, I'm sure we could find a way with some research.
Perhaps if you were the god of all magic, perhaps.
Well, maybe the gods will be willing to show me one.
You are aware that the goddess of magic made it impossible to cast that kind of magic due to the destruction they caused.
Yes, so exactly that's what I said, to find one. I don't need to craft it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will kind of say so. Which way?
Well, first we must go to the bottom floor. And first I must guide these good people to their appropriate floor.
I will ask in how long will we meet at the bottom floor? I will, in the meantime, have some research to do.
Oh, he looks at his wrist. And there's nothing there. Oh, perhaps roughly 15 minutes?
All right. And
Before
I will
Polana leaves, I would ask her what floor her research is on.
I will look for a moment at Rohirthan and kind of blink a few times before getting what he's trying to get to. And then I will say, well, which floor was it? Third, you said? Right? It was third floor, right? The conjuration. So I will tell him third floor, but, well, I have some books to search for in the meantime.
I'll just say I'm just going to meet you at the third floor.
And also, I would like to go back down to where the librarians were.
Okay.
And just to go straight up to them and ask them the third topic that I sent you.
What is send that? The you mean
that
ones you sent before?
Yeah.
For the session?
Yes.
Oof. Yes, that. Yeah.
Okay. How to kill your friends and get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess that could actually do it.
Kind of.
I would ask where I can find it. I won't ask information about.
Are you going back to the same librarian that guided you down? He's still huffing and puffing. He's gone about a quarter of the way back up to the fourth floor.
Slow one. God, I went all the way up and all the way down, and he's still there. So I will just go up to that person and ask him about it.
Sure. I believe those are that kind of information is also in the vault.
All right.
I think yes.
All right. I will then say thank you and then just float myself and float to where I. Sorry.
Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, I will go back to the floor where I said to Rohirthan that I will meet him, and just wait there, tapping my foot, waiting for him to get there.
Sure.
So I will be staying there for now until he comes. Also, if I notice that 15 minutes passed, I will just ignore that I told him to wait and just to go down to meet Galimir.
Sure, despite Galimir having to pass you anyway.
Despite the fact that I will probably walk in the same pace as Galimir.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's just she's in heaven for now, so.
Yeah, you can also see Kothar is each floor is just there's a few extra lingering gazes like, oh, I wish I could have stopped. No. Oh, and Shump. I'll be heading down to the stables to try to secure us some rides, but since you're looking for a book or two, you'll find me at the stables.
Deal. I
My
get
job is
there's
just-
not many pictures in them. There will be only one book. Let's cross the fingers with pictures.
I was just searching for the two books that I wrote on the chat.
Rulership for dummies.
Kothar, why don't you roll a perception check?
Let's see, normal as Kothar perception.
Okay, good. One of the books that you glance at on your way down, it's like on one of the closest bookshelves to the spiral staircase. You get a quick look at the name of it, since it is like about like as thick as my face, and there's big golden letters on the on the spine.
Rulership 101.
It says on the origins of blade singing and the importance to high elven culture.
He would just scoff like, a book, what did they know about our proud family tradition? And then he just stops and backs up and goes over to get it.
Sure. So you
Stupid commoners thinking they have anything like...
so the huge tome is connected to a large metal chain that hangs from the ceiling by a short golden smaller chain.
Filthy commoners.
The book is connected by the spine, so essentially you can take it out and then flip through it, but taking it anywhere further than that would require a librarian.
Or a good cutting tool.
Or you could try that, I guess.
Well, I mean, we have the lecturer right next to us, so I'll just quickly ask him, are these books for loan? Is this like a security deposit or something?
No. Just give your name on the way out. However, we do need to unlock each book separately.
Who has the key?
How are you still in business?
Oh, I have a key with me, yes, of course.
Yeah, this is all I want. Could you, like, unlock it? It's
Of
not
course.
that I need to read anything in this book. I just want to see how wrong they are.
Good.
It's a long way.
He takes out his holy symbol of Ogma and like seems to like hover it above the golden chain for a moment, and then the golden chain disappears.
Magnets.
Well, there you are. Leave your name at the front desk.
Front desk is in the first floor, yes?
Yes.
Not far from the stables.
It is just inside from the main doors. It is beside.
Just, you know, whoop, 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 down the stairs.
I'll be right with you, Kothar.
Do you take the book before you go downstairs?
Yes?
Okay.
In Shump, you reach the 10th floor, and Lector Galamid tells you that this is where you might find books about rulership and statecraft.
Should we do a perception check to see how long this will take?
10 years. We have time.
Whew, make an intelligence check.
Oh my.
I mean, perception will help you figure out where books are that you might need, but intelligence is,
check.
yes,
Oh, saving throw.
That's a
That's
saving
not
throw.
what you want.
but
Can this sheet even do the unskilled?
yes, it can. 7, okay,
Perception
good,
check though.
great.
So you see very well where not to look.
Yeah, so Shump, roll a 1d4.
That's the number of days.
No, weeks.
Okay,
Decades.
good. So it looks like the the books here would take you years and years to read through. However, the most the most summarized books that you can find would take you about 4 days to read through. It's like a pile about 2 meters high.
I'll grab the one that just looks easiest, and then head out to Kotar.
Sure.
So, rulership for dummies.
So okay, so
101.
Lector Galamine unlocks the book for you, titled "Kingship for Dummies."
It's not bad, far from
Just
what.
like the airship for dummies.
Yeah, they should really start sponsoring us by now.
Yeah,
Are
they
they-
should.
Are all the books in the same language?
It's all in Latin, ancient Latin.
That's
No
my
one's-
question. Like,
The book Shump gets is in common. It is really for dummies, so it's even simplified common.
It's like, this is book. This is letter.
There are very few pictures inside, but the letters are very big and bold, and there are
That's for
plenty of
kids.
space between lines to
One
make
of
it
the
as
first
easy to
went
read.
to the table.
so what I'm hearing is it's a book entirely made for farmhands and stuff.
No, it's for the young princes. You know, they
Yeah.
need to learn it at the beginning when they are like 3 years old. So
Picture of a crown and it just points to the head and with a check mark, and then on the butt with a cross mark.
well, I guess it will help Trump.
I mean, he's never had a crown, so he doesn't know where to put it.
Exactly.
So you continue down. Kothar, you're running up ahead, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. So eventually you pass by one floor where Quellenai is like tapping her foot. Arms
Looking
crossed,
annoyed.
just waiting.
He
looking
quickly
annoyed.
tries to conceal the book under his arm with part of his robe, like.
I'm guessing that he has this big book that is kind of
Yeah,
showing.
it's huge. It can't
I
be
will-
hidden.
I will just like do this minor illusion of a creaking book just beside his ear and let him pass. I won't say anything.
Just freezes for a moment and just goes a bit faster.
Okay.
Uh,
Eventually, the rest of you get to the same landing where Quellenai is waiting. Lector Galamed looks at his wrist again. Ah, right on time.
I'll look at my wrist and say my wrist says different.
Ah, it's right here. And he points at his wrist. There's nothing there.
I will just minor prestidigitation him a wet wipe and say just wipe it clean and it will be okay.
Very amusing. Shall we?
Shall we? I'm waiting for you.
Yes, we shall to the vault.
Yes, please. I have
Very
much
good.
to research.
Very good.
But
Very
little
good.
time.
Go ahead then. You're following along.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Come see me break the library.
I have been assigned babysitting duty of Galana to make sure she
Good.
doesn't burn down the library.
Excellent. I'm very glad that none of you are actually studying anything relating to what might have come out of the Nightstone, but
I seen nothing.
so
That's for her.
Kotha, yes, as if she is gonna get to it.
I think that's part of my job.
Kothar, by this point you reach the bottom floor, or you have reached the bottom floor. It is like about 5 times as big in size as the tower section was. So it's a massive hall with plenty of bookshelves everywhere, except for a large section around the main doors where there is a round table. There are several librarians behind the table, milling about, tending to books that are being returned and taken away. And in the middle, there
Are
is
they also huddling? I have to know.
in the middle between or in the middle of the table, where it's like a ring around this large glass dome, inside of which you see is a large floating round creature with 4 tendrils coming out with eyes on each one, and it keeps looking around with each of the 4 eyes, checking books that are brought up to the glass, basically.
The scanner.
And one large eye that keeps looking around.
What do I know about this creature?
Make a
History?
Make a history or nature check.
Oh, I mean,
You might also make an arcana check.
Let's make an arcana check. Wow.
Okay, good. So this is
It's a dog.
you know that this is a type of beholder. It is a creature usually known for its madness. However, sometimes they are summoned to guard places and artifacts of magic. This one seems to be very keen on protecting the books that are brought up to the window.
Chump.
What did he
Set
do?
blue screen.
0x.
Blue screen. Okay, good. Let's take all of you here. The names are wrong, but who cares? Okay, let's not hassle with that. Let's just deal with it. Or is that working out? Almost.
Oh, I'm now upset. Hello.
Yes. You're all in the wrong places, and the names are wrong, but oh well.
Ah! I'm now rehearsing. And now I'm Kothar.
You are
I'm
now
in the right place.
you are now Champ.
I'm everyone except the one that I'm supposed to be.
Yep. It's usually you who are late, so, or
And never late.
you're like a wizard.
I arrive precisely when I want to get there.
So you will have to put on a gruff voice for now and drink a lot of elf grog.
It's known that elves have transparent blood.
Yeah, of course. Yes, the beholder. Essentially, it seems like this is probably a specimen of a beholder that is summoned to protect or serve. It does not seem to be like cackling or anything maniacally, so that's
Does it
good
do
sign.
a beeping sound each time it sees a book?
you can't hear through the.
No, I'm just wondering if Kothar can hear this beeping sound like every time a book is passed, like beep, and taken away.
Watch its mouth. See if it makes the motion.
It's a beholder.
Shh.
It has no mouth, but okay.
Well, I mean, it does, but it's beneath it.
Yeah, it has a very big mouth.
So it's basically very rude.
Oop.
I had to, sorry. Okay, keep going. Kothar, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, there's not been a bad book pun yet, so let's open a new chapter on that. He'll walk off to the reception, like, holding the book, like what I do.
Sure. So, one of the librarians that has been assembling books into one of these like small trolleys on the side. Walks up to you and goes, hello, sir. How may I help you?
I want this book to loan.
Very, very good, sir. Do you have a library card?
No.
Very well. Shall we open one for you?
I want the book, so yes.
Though it is more for repeat visitors. However, if you wish to loan a book and not open a card, we do have a different registration method.
They imprint the blood of the user and put it in a small jail that they can resummon for killing.
Actually, surprisingly close.
Oh, fun!
It's like, no, I definitely want to come back here, loan more. So let's just open a repeat visit card.
Very well, sir. Right this way. And he guides you to one section of the round table where there's like this lower section of it, and then a small glass window above that, and then a little gap. And then there's what looks like a typewriter behind that section. He starts typing away at what looks like nothing right now. There's no paper going into the machine that he's typing in or anything. Name?
Kothar.
I'm sorry?
Kothar.
I'm sorry, sir.
Kothar Amakir.
Wonderful. Yes. Type. Date of birth?
That would be... Now I need to do math. He's 121. We're currently at 1480, 1490 something. So somewhere around 1360.
Close enough.
1367. DR, of course. First summer solstice.
Very good. Place of current residence?
None.
Airship.
Any forward address?
Shilmista City. Amakir residence.
Very well. I
have a PO box in Am.
He keeps typing away and asking you for small details. Seth.
Oh, he's back.
Welcome back from the blue world.
Yes.
Dabadai.
Fucking throw it out of the window. I need a little conversation with you, Chris, in a very short while.
I wrote. There's only two things that it could be. It's 89% of the time graphics card drivers. The rest of the time it's hardware failure. Graphics card.
Yeah, let's hope that's not the case. It just did the same thing that it started doing. Okay, it just froze a little. We're okay.
Yeah,
But
it sounds
it doesn't want to.
graphic
It
card.
doesn't want to boot. It doesn't, like when I started. It doesn't want to go to Windows. It's starting up. It just stops at Rogue, and then on the off chance of it working, it actually goes.
Sep.
But let's keep going.
Sep. Stop downloading porn.
Don't mention things that are just impossible to deal with, Gio. Okay.
You do not.
Let's be realistic.
You do not have to download porn. It's 2017.
Well,
You can stream
sometimes
it.
you want.
Yeah,
Sometimes
everything's
internet
streamed
sucks.
now. Get with the times, old man.
Yeah, but he doesn't have internet, poor guy. He's not with the times. He's in the dark ages of internet.
Go to some free Wi-Fi place and just download all the porn there.
Yeah, so libraries usually offer that.
I'll do
Just
that.
make sure you have a proxy on. Libraries tend to block that stuff.
Experts. So, so Kothar, after about 5 more minutes, you are handed, or actually the librarian behind the desk finally like taps this large button on the side of the typewriter thingy, and you start hearing this crunching noise from inside, and then like this kind of whirring, and then from out the bottom drops a small laminated card with all of your contact details and a surprisingly lifelike drawing of you as well. And the librarian slides it underneath the little window in front of you on the desk and goes, "There you are, sir. Would you like to see how you use the library card, or shall I take the book and loan it out?"
Just check out this book for now. When I'll be back, I'll probably be having an extended stay, so I'll take my time and learn it then. This is just, one-time book for a minor curiosity, and I'll be back shortly. So, no.
Very well, sir. He takes the book for a moment, as well as the library card, and brings it to the glass dome behind him. And the beholder turns around and peers at the book with his large eye, and then points one of the little tendrils growing out of its head at the book as it's presented to the glass. And then the library card is presented to the glass, and inside your head you suddenly hear, Kothar Amakir, loaning book on the nature of late singing and their history. And then the beholder licks the glass exactly where the library card is, and you see this like the flash of light, and then the book and library card are placed on the table in front of you. There you are, sir. Please come again anytime. There are late fees on the books that start coming along after 2 years.
Just for the sake of curiosity, just mild sake, what's the late fees? How much?
They start at 2 coppers a day and go up to 5 gold a day until after 200 years it will be a case of life servitude.
So that's how they stay in
Cheap.
business.
That's how the librarians came to be.
Yes. Yeah, I can live with those terms for now.
Will you live 200 years?
Oh yes.
These terms are only applicable to the current holder of the book. So even if you tragically perish, whoever holds the book after you will be held responsible for the return of said book.
Evil plan formulates. Very well, thank you.
It's only if you perish, though.
An evil book, or an evil plot that will take effect in 200 years.
Liches have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Good thing the books that Qualena currently holds are only like a year or 2 old, since they've been taken out from the library.
What books am I holding?
All the books from the Wood Elves?
I didn't loan them.
You missed the part he just said that whosoever holds the book.
No, after the one perishes. That's what he said.
No, and even if you perish, I don't think it's necessarily a condition itself. Well, the point was that whoever holds the book is liable.
Well, I didn't
It's
take
okay,
it from this
though.
library.
You have about 200 years,
Yeah.
or 199 before you have to return those books.
Also, I didn't have it for
198.
1 year yet.
No, but Elladan had. Or whosoever loaned it to the Wood Elves.
1 second, is it written in the book that it's loaned from this library?
Yeah, there's a little card that's been like glued to the inside surface of the cover.
You don't remember that?
No.
It was made a clear point last time when you got all those novellas and stuff.
I was busy with my cat.
That's what you get for playing with your pussy. Cat.
During the stream. How could you?
My cat has a cat does what a cat wants.
True. And Kothar does what Kothar wants, and that is going out the door.
Yeah,
Looking for newly arriving people.
good. There is a new arrival. Just as you get out of the
Eat a fillet.
front doors, you see a woman riding with one horse beneath her and another used probably as a like a rest mount, so she can ride for as long as possible at good speed. Excuse me, at good speed. She is wearing very fine leather armor, made and tailored with a clearly high elven touch. She has a head of gold and clear like green eyes.
I'd stop her, like, wave at her, and like... What time of day is it, actually?
Ooh,
good day will suffice.
I believe it's like late afternoon, if not evening.
Good afternoon, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you just rode in here. Do you plan to stay a while?
She stops and looks down at you from her horse and like chuckles. That is that really the best you can do? As far as as far as lines to introduce yourself to a woman, that's probably one of the worst I've heard.
I'm only curious in the services I can offer in exchange for loaning those 2 horses of yours.
Ah, I have just ridden a fair distance from Shelmista, so...
Oh, you come from Shelmista.
I believe you might want to wait a while before you take either of my horses.
Actually, I wish to... Well, rent them if possible for a week or 2. Both of them. I also plan to travel back to Shelmista.
What on earth for?
It's my home place.
Well... well, you might have trouble even so. The elves in the forest are not particularly keen on allowing anyone to travel through the forest.
I'm sure they'll make an exception for a resident.
I would hope so. They did not offer any courtesies even to a fellow elf.
The forest of Shelmista can be a... Well, let's just say the wild elves tend to leave their flair on most things, even for visitors.
Yes. I had heard that there was a high elves living in the forest. I was turned around before I could make sure. Which is unfortunate. I had a mission I wanted to accomplish there, but...
Well,
what can you do?
You could ride with me, since I'll be going there anyways.
if you are granted access, then might as well try. I would rather not return to Moonwood with empty hands.
Certain I will be able to gain access. I am not exactly royalty, but my family does rank fairly high in the Shelmiston society. I don't know if you've heard of the Amakir.
I cannot say I have.
Mm.
Even so, the horses need rest for now.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be able to get a few hours. It's already late in the day after all, but setting out in the morning would be sufficient.
Yes, I believe so. I only
See
popped
about-
here to return some books.
I'll see about potentially acquiring a third horse, as I have a traveling companion. I'm not sure you would want to carry 2 riders on one horse. You look
Yeah,
fairly lightweight yourself, but I may not be so lightweight.
Your chalice
You're
is
heavyweight.
awfully full, my lady.
Yes, well, a third mount would be welcome if there is someone traveling with you.
Yes. I'm certain
Oh.
you will...
Now go ahead.
Well, if you're here to hand in some books and such, I'm certain you will at least meet one of my traveling companions, a certain eloquent half-orc. You would do well to greet him. As for the rest of them, they're...
Eloquent half-orc?
Yes.
Meanwhile, from inside, I guess from about 3rd floor, you can hear it from the window.
This has no pictures.
Oh, don't worry. I'm certain he doesn't fancy you. He's more into the younger kind, if you get my drift.
Just what drift is in there? I mean, it's basically saying it.
While she looks at you a little suspiciously, let's go to the rest of the party. Lector Ganymede guides you, Quelena and Rohithan, down to the main floor, past this large round desk with a large glass dome behind it, with a large flying or hovering creature inside with 4 eye stalks.
As a sage, would I know that this would be where I give or return books? Like take or return books?
The table definitely looks like it might be the place.
So I would just ask him to wait a second and take out the books and just ask to return them.
You sure?
You're just pouring them out from your bag?
Yep.
Okay.
4 books. Thank you.
Good. The librarian at the desk goes through them just to make sure that there are no late fees that have accrued just yet, and then goes to the glass dome, raises each of them up to the glass, and
Can I hear a beep?
No, you can see a slight flash of light as one of the eye stalks hovers very close to the book and then blinks.
And there's a small note falling down to the floor. Returned. All right. I will make note of the creature in my head and I'm too much in a hurry to currently try to figure out what it is, so I will just make note where it is. And
Okay.
just keep going with the Ganymede after they made sure that I returned the books.
Good. Sure. So after you return the books successfully, Lector Ganymede takes you around the main floor, around the outside, or not the outside, but the outside wall along the...
I will follow.
Sure. You get to a section of the a structure that looks like it starts to become carved out of the stone itself instead of being built up. And
Oh,
then,
fancy that.
yes, then there are large iron gates that are open into a long hallway, each side decorated with busts. So small statues of different people. Some
Is
of
there
you,
any standing out, like a weird creature or something? Or
weird creatures, not
no,
so
I
much.
mean weird people that would make Quilena laugh.
Yes, there is probably one in particular is standing out to you.
Is
There-
he an old man, like?
Yes,
Or
there
what?
is a bust of a very old-looking man with a large pointed red hat that has been painted red, and with a very long beard.
I will just
in his-
do
in his-
this.
In
Yeah,
his mouth
okay.
is a long, slender pipe.
You might recognize him.
I will do a minor illusion of him like speaking, and they will just like have this old man's voice and say, "Well, hello there," and then I will keep going.
Okay.
While I giggle to myself along the hall.
I completely ignore it.
Good choice. Good choice.
I will do a prestidigitation near Rohirthan, just of a whiff of a fart from Ganymede, like if it's from Ganymede.
Jesus. Okay. And near the end of the hallway, the final bust is of a very gruff-looking human man with messy, brownish, dark brown hair, as well as very scruffy beard. He is dressed in what can only be described as ranger clothing, so leather armor and scraps of clothing that seem like they've ripped a little bit. And
I will just look at him like if I'm completely like I'm looking down at him and then doing this.
there is a name carved underneath each bust, and underneath this bust, the name Kovalsk is written.
Do I know him?
No.
Is nothing for Bonaduce yet? The creator
not so
of the
far.
library? Or
Not so far.
not so far.
The hallway ends in another set of iron doors that open as soon as Lector Ganymede gets close. It's like automatic doors. You hear a beep.
I
then-
want those doors for my house. All right. I will every now and then find a bust. If there is more busts, I will just find every now and then a bust and just do a random sound from it. I mean, it's talking in a random sound. Just for
There are
my
there are no busts in the next room.
Oh.
In the next hall, it's a small circular chamber with a single statue with the flowers placed around the foot of this character.
is there a name below?
Yes.
Is it
there-
called Mr. Liberman.
Essentially, yes. This is this statue has a name plaque underneath that says Cadoli Bonaducci.
Do I know who it is?
You don't, but Rohirthan would have heard the name before, mentioned as the one of the founders of Edificant Library, if not the founder.
I will just. I have no clue who it is, but I see all those flowers. I'm guessing it's someone important for them. So I'll just do a a presentation of sparks like from the flowers, looking like if to make it more beautiful, and then keep going.
The Lecter Galimane looks back to you as he sees this and just like nods. Nice touch.
I look past Carl and I'm like, hey, for once you're not doing vandalism with your illusions.
I never do vandalism.
Nightstone and the gnomes.
What vandalism? I didn't do anything against any person. I was trying to correct some racism in that society.
Instead, you enforced it.
Yeah.
I think I caused them to be racist with the vibe.
Yeah. More that, I guess, than anything else. The lector continues to a door behind the statue, a smaller one this time. And on this, you see that there are these radiating iron bars from the center of the door all the way to the frames, where they seem to sink into the frame itself. And the lector places his holy symbol against the middle of the door and then turns. And you see all of these bars suddenly snap back and come out of the frame. And then he just like pushes the door ever so slightly and it opens into this large, well-lit, smaller library room with shorter bookshelves and...
I'll just say fancy.
Yeah, in the very middle of this hall is a almost like a globe set in a golden pedestal that is glowing a shimmering green, and it seems to be revolving slowly around.
Is it the world?
It looks like it is probably a map of the world. Yeah, it has like these slight markings on it.
Yeah, I will currently ignore it completely. I'm
Good.
waiting for a book.
Yeah, perfect.
My character is very focused on what she wants, so...
Yes, good. So the lector starts talking as you enter. You hear a chime of a bell from above as you enter, and essentially, like, the lector waits for that before he starts talking. And
as it chimes, I will just say, open, and then just look at him like speaking to himself.
The chime is for granting access. It makes certain checks on the people entering, and that is a good sign. So, regarding this magic you seek or knowledge you seek about mytholores, mytholore knowledge is at the back of this chamber in the final bookshelf. All of the books there are regarding mytholores and specifically the Netherese school of magic.
Okay. And I will... what race is he?
Half elf.
All right, so I will do a minor illusion of a whisper in his ear and ask him about the other subject that I'm searching, and like pointing out that I don't want my friend to know what I'm searching for.
Sure. That kind of magic, I believe we have folded it in with... Yes, I think I know where it is. He walks to the side of the hall between a couple of bookshelves.
I will follow.
There is a little nook that's completely filled with these stacks of books and scrolls, to the point where the bookshelves themselves are like completely stacked full, and these are like overflow. And he points you to that pile and says, "This is magic regarding."
The subject.
These are very old schools of magic and spells. They have not been in use since.
Many years.
I do not believe that anyone in 200, 300 years have cast some of these spells. Perhaps longer even. Yours would likely have some information here.
I will look at him and say thank you. I think, though, that my friend would like to have some knowledge about a certain warlord.
Well,
And I look at Rehearthen.
Warlord? Yes.
Would you like to tell him the name, though?
there are many warlords that have come and gone. I don't
You
think
don't
you
actually know his name.
Yeah,
I didn't actually get told the name.
No one knows the name.
No one
of
knows
us,
the
at
name.
least.
Well, none of us.
The only name you do know in relevance to it is that Estoril was one of the people that vanquished him. One of 3, I believe.
So maybe try to start from there.
I will explain to the guy that the warlord we're looking to research was vanquished by a mage, wizard, some form of caster by the name of Estoril.
Well, I do not recall seeing that name. However, let us go to the front desk and we shall make a search for it.
I will ask if it's okay if I stay here to research.
Yes, of course. I'm sure you will take several days here.
Yes, of course.
I hope you have food with you.
Need to actually check.
Or
6 days.
Or a means of creating food and water.
The creation is a bit more problematic, but
You can always drink
Well-
your own urine.
Well, the door will close behind me, but you are able to open it from this side whenever
Okay.
you need or wish to come out.
is there a place to get food if I need it?
There is a canteen on the second floor, past the library floor and to the back.
I ask him
There is a
what the-
living quarters. There is also a village of visitors and other.
How
people
do I
outside.
return here after if I need to leave for a moment?
Just ask for me at the front desk, and I
Oh.
shall hurry along.
Thank you.
No,
You were very kind.
no, thank you. You are seeking knowledge. We cannot turn you away.
Well, I don't have much, but I will hand him 5 copper.
5 copper.
Yes.
He
I'm
like
rich.
he raises both hands and goes, "No. We do this for the pleasure of seeking more knowledge."
I will then say, okay, that's okay. I will then say, one moment, I just have one little thing for you. And I will go into my backpack and kind of shuffle into it for a moment and then take out this small box and open it and remove one button and kind of give it a small kiss and then hand it to him.
He goes again, "Oh, please, nothing. We can take nothing of value, even emotional value. We do this for the grace of our gods."
Okay. All right. I will put back the button and close it back and put it in my bag and close my bag.
Can I make a perception check to see if I recognize if the button's from any of the party?
It would be one of the ones that attacked Nightstone that we killed.
Okay. Good.
So he
One of
might be able to recognize.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Roherden, you are led out of the vault of lost magic.
As
And-
I'm leading led out, I shout back to Quilena, behave, don't burn it down.
I will just kind of hum to him and go back to I go back to taking like a book about the last subject that I didn't share with Rehearson what it is, and start kind of perusing through, trying to find something interesting, kind of researching into it.
Okay, good.
Oh.
The library of expositional information. Okay. So Roherden, you are led to the front desk. Lector Galamid slips behind the round desk and uses one of these typewriter-like machines to type something and print out a small card. And he presents it to the glass, and this large round creature turns and looks at the card with its large, frightening eye, and a slight smile curls on its massive mouth. And you see these like sharp teeth all around inside there. Its long, like 10-foot long tongue comes out and like just taps the card through the glass, or on the glass on the other side. And then you hear in your mind, dun, dun. Queried information located on floor 6. Dun, dun.
That creature would probably trigger his divine sense quite strongly.
No, it reeks of all sorts of evil and madness, most unholy. However, it seems to quite enjoy itself. At least so it looks through the glass.
The beholder and knowledge.
It's probably getting a good deal out of it.
Probably. I choose to ignore it.
Okay. Lector Galamine turns back to you.
Not
and
the
then...
information it gave me, the creature itself.
Sure, yeah. Lector Galamine turns back to you and smiles and well, you have your floor. I believe the floor 6 is what he said.
Yep. I will be heading up there.
The history section is immediately to the left of the spiral staircase landing.
Okay.
I hope you find what you need.
Hopefully I do. This information will be very helpful.
Good. Excellent. So, first of all, let's take care of something that I had prepared.
Here's one I made earlier. Cables are all fluffed.
Theo, I sent you a message on Skype regarding
Jesus Christ.
what I'm going to do,
It's-
so I won't just be wasting time just saying stuff for nothing.
Okay, good. Jesus Christ. Alright. Good. That seems like a fair timeline and schedule. Roherden, as you go up and start looking for books, make a perception and an intelligence check. Just
Here we
as
go.
Shump did.
Section.
I've been considering The 17th is the one we will not be
I
able to have a
don't know.
session, right? Because of 2 missing players.
Likely, yeah.
Yes.
That
Shall we then make it so that we dedicate the next session, the 10th, to the Shilmiston section, and then the 24th to the Edificant Library section, as then you will have those relevant present?
Probably yes. Or it depends on what we can still do now.
How long can you go tonight, Torm? While muted.
that's what she said.
I can up to 2 a.m. That's the longest I can. So it's 1 a.m. for you, I'm guessing.
1.5 hours then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
get to it.
roughly the time.
What time normally we chose to?
Yeah, that's the
end it.
max.
So,
Uh,
at that point, we might not necessarily need to have you present.
What now?
After that time, if
Well,
if we
I guess
turn
unless
to Shilmista.
the
then
question is, Theo, will you need it even now, because I am going to be like, as you saw, 6 days researching basically.
Yes.
So
Uh,
I mean, I will stay for now, but I'm
Yeah,
just asking whether you actually need me.
because you are just studying in the library.
I would still want to
technic-
listen in now, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
technically, I guess we are going to switch mostly over to the party going to Shilmista because you are splitting up, which unfortunately means less stuff for you to do.
Yeah, but if you will be going for longer than 6 days away, then I will want to do some other stuff while they are away. But if not,
Yeah.
then this is the time frame that I will be busy with.
well, it's going to be a few days of travel at least, so and a few days there. I'm thinking it probably will be over a week.
Well, I'm just saying that we will check. I mean, depending on.
Yeah, but I'm thinking also in relation to I will be here on the 10th,
Yeah, no.
and no one will be here on the 17th, but you will be here on the 24th. I will not, which is why we can then just split the focus and then sprinkle it with the others as well.
So after the 24th, there's 2 weeks that I won't be here. So
Yeah. So
Logistics.
getting to the forest itself is about 3 days ride. Just about.
Assuming all goes well.
Yes. And from there, who knows?
Yeah. So back and forth, 6 days. Just there is the week. Plus whatever days is spent there.
Yeah.
So while
So we will
we're
at
doing
least have
us,
some stuff in Shilmista
yeah.
to do.
So
However, before we skip over to that, Quilina, due to
Yes.
your constant hunger for knowledge and your keen eye on collecting as many books and reading them as possible,
yep.
increase your intelligence score by 1,
Thank you.
and
That's
that will go over 20, which is normally
Well,
the limit.
Yeah, but
If you ever increase it to 20 as a score.
now it's
You
20
will.
when
You will.
the ad.
Good. So you can increase it by 1 more, and you can go to 21 with it.
I mean, you mean when I add another point if I want?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want
Thank
to
you.
add an ability score or something like that.
All right. Thank you.
Do you want me to reroll perception since I rolled it with advantage by accident?
Yeah.
the first one is 19.
Yeah, the first one is 19.
Okay.
Just mouse over it and you see.
Yeah.
Rather than roll a 1d4 as well.
Four.
Okay, good. So, as we jump, this knowledge that you do find in the shelf It considers mostly the Lake of Steam area in general. You start finding these bits of information regarding a warlord active in the area and the kings that came after, and that's where you start like finding yourself going in the right direction. It looks like at least 4 days will go by with you just like poring over the books and studying them.
Are there
take
any
it.
Soonites visiting, perhaps?
That was going to lead into my next question. After I finish cross-referencing and reading through the books of history to do with the subject that I'm supposed to be here for, I would go in search of any religious texts leading towards Sunni and pretty much anyone else.
I just want to
Along
point
those lines.
out how well I handled getting Rehearthen off my back.
This library distracts everyone immediately.
Yeah, clearly. Sepp is, I guess, just crashed again. I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
He
Seeing
crashed.
that for next.
Yeah,
He was.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he crashed during the deciding about what was happening.
Oh, that early? Okay, great. This is not Sepp's day, apparently, then.
Nope.
So, yeah, you would be able to find religious texts, that's for sure. Regarding Sunni, probably as well.
Okay.
It's
They
just a
probably
matter
have
of...
pictures.
I
I'm
mean,
not bothered about
the
pictures.
the holy scriptures of Sunni are, like, almost all pictures.
It's just a Playboy magazine.
Yeah, it's like when you go to Pompeii and visit the brothel houses there, where all of the walls are just lined with different positions. It's actually pretty neat. If you go there, you should seriously have a look. It's
For a bit of inspiration.
I don't know
I've-
about the inspiration, but it's surprising how little that stuff has changed over the millennia.
I'm now getting a flashback of the animation of the caveman who just paints the stuff on the wall and then runs.
Okay. We're waiting for Sep. Since you will be studying, I guess Kothar will be role playing one by one then.
I'll
Well then,
snatch
One to
one of
one.
the librarians and get him to direct me to.
Sure,
One of the
they are there to help you
groups.
find the information you seek. They're more than eager to help, aside from when you actually first approach them and start looking like you're inquisitive. Then they kind of like duck away, but as soon as you confront them, they are more than eager to help you.
I'm just like, I want these books and somewhere quiet to read.
somewhere private to read.
Yeah.
I've got the history books and books from Sunni.
I would
Okay.
like to ask this woman, by the way.
Sponsorship.
First of all, something that I neglect doing for anyone, ask her name. Because we are horrible at asking for names.
You
Yeah,
are-
but- are
The name
unimportant.
of someone who is going to travel with you and loan her horse to you.
Yes.
You don't need her name.
And I would like to know a bit more about where she came from. I know where the Moonwood is, roughly,
Mhm.
but
I need to
somewhere
look.
near Silvery Moon, which is...
Yes, it's in the far north.
Yeah. So what's she traveling this far for?
It's she's eager to tell you that it's like one of the main elven realms or kingdoms that are still established. One is in the Weldath, close to where you are now. The Weldath is just to the west of Riatavin. It's Sep. Sep, hello.
It's a sap.
Oh, yes. They recently acquired a new ruler, didn't they? Or is Illustrial... No, it's not Illustrial. Is
But
it Illustrial?
Moonwood is essentially the Weldath of the North, kind of. It's near Silvery Moon, yeah. So in the Silver Marches, technically part of that kingdom.
Quite some way to travel for a visit to Shilmista. You must have important business.
Well, she says, Shilmista is not my final destination. I am... Jesus.
That's not a good sign.
Nope. I guess something's dying in his computer. Whew.
Then.
He's not gonna be a happy camper.
It's either his RAM or his
Is that-
GPU.
Are you on your phone now?
Yes.
0x16, 116 again?
You know what? I don't even know what the fuck is going on with the fucking computer, but right now it's frozen the fuck up.
Check the GPU as I told you.
You know what? That would actually be more time consuming than whatever the fuck I'm doing right now.
What are you doing?
What are you doing right now then?
I have no idea. Trying to restart it a bunch of times because it doesn't want to boot properly.
But if it's the GPU not connected well, it will burn out like this.
Well, that's just awesome to know.
So you're better off checking whether it's well connected.
Unplug it all, pull the GPU out, reset it.
Take the time to blow some dust out of it.
And blow
No,
your GPU.
it just needs to disconnect and reconnect his GPU, that's it.
But there's so much fucking stuff hooked up to the computer.
Well, I never
checked
said
out
you had
that-
to disconnect that. Just pull the power cable and...
You only need to
Open the
pull the
side
power
door.
cable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Done.
I'm doing that.
Pull
I
the
also
power.
checked the driver booster thing, and well, apparently I have a shitload of extremely old drivers.
The main thing you need to do is make sure none of the monitor cables are plugged into the graphics card when you pull it.
That none of them what?
None of the cables are plugged into the card when you pull it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But it would probably be easy if I just call you back if this get fixed.
Yeah. I hope it
Just-
does. But
Yeah, I hope so
Just
too.
no problem, dude. Just take care of
Right.
the problem.
I'll try to be back as soon as I can.
No
Goodbye.
rush.
Right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So
Okay
yes.
then.
That
Great.
happened.
Yeah. So,
She's traveling
yes.
apparently many places.
I was ordered to go out even further south and locate enclaves of elves. There are many among us in the Moonwood who might want to establish a new realm somewhere where there is space, and I am to scout out and find a suitable location.
Well, while King Elbereth was kind enough to allow those high elven people that came along with us into their forest, the wild elves there are highly reclusive at first, so I can't guarantee that they will approve of it. Space is not an issue there.
Yes, well, I did notice that when I stopped by. They did not allow me very far into the forest before I was turned. I did hear that contact with Shilmista had ended very abruptly to Weldath. However, nobody seemed to know. The Wild Elves did not want to tell anything.
Yes, I heard a similar story from Thornwood, actually. Which is why I'm in part going back to find out what is happening.
Yeah. Well,
Quelena has
I-
been named queen.
yeah.
They're searching for her. That's why they closed the borders for now.
So I will be traveling further from here to Thornwood, Forestmere, even as far south as the border kingdoms, perhaps even Jesus, even as far as the jungles. However, I am very unlikely to find anything suitable for us there.
Perhaps you should stop by Halrua then instead.
Perhaps
She could be an explorer.
my duty will take me far, and will no doubt take a long time as well. So I am prepared to go anywhere I need to.
Very well.
Even to hell.
I did not catch your name though. My name is Kothar Amakir.
I am Selena Menethil.
Menethil. A pleasure to meet you.
Indeed,
I
a
will go
pleasure.
about securing a third mount. So feel free to go about your business. And I take it we will ride out in the morning then, once you've had some rest and the horses have had some rest.
Yes.
Very
That
well.
is the plan, I believe.
I'll see if I can find another horse then.
The
Bid you good day.
good day.
So,
Okay.
any other people arriving or recently arrivals?
Any other horses want to be taken away,
There,
whisked away?
there are plenty of arrivals, not so many with mounts. There are some that have left mounts in the stables for now. But tracking down owners of horses is very time consuming, and you end up spending like the rest of your night doing that.
The night or the evening?
Evening and some of the night, definitely.
Oh dear. Well, that's fine. Do I find an individual that wants a monetary pay for their loan then?
Yeah, the one of the owners actually roll a 1d100. Okay, good. One of the owners of a horse you find is a young woman who has quite recently arrived at the library. She has like come here searching for knowledge and ended up essentially settling down in a small cottage in the village outside the tower itself. She is willing to sell her horse, although it is like a little older, on the older side.
That's okay. We can house one horse at least on the ship. How much does she want for it?
She will sell it to you for, due to the age, 30 gold.
Agreeable. I'll hand her the
sure.
gold. There you go. Removed.
Okay.
I'm guessing it comes with barding. Not the best, but just basic barding.
Parting? No.
Saddle?
Comes with a saddle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. A saddle. Perfect. I'm guessing, so, let's see. I forgot her name as something. The woman who's we're riding with.
Selena.
Selena. Almost Solana. Selena. I'm sure she has parked her 2 horses somewhere, so I'll just tie it together there with that.
Sure.
She'll get the meaning of it.
Yeah, she's in the stable with the horses, essentially tending to them.
A 3rd mount has been procured.
Good.
And it's late in the evening, so I shall retreat to... Hopefully they have some quarters. If not, I'll rest on my airship, I guess.
You want to walk all the way up?
I don't see why not. He's a young man, light on his foot. Extremely light on his foot.
Yeah.
In fact, if there's no one in the way, you can probably get up there really fast.
Yeah.
Actually, at
What if you come up to me? I can
Blade
put
Song
haste on
haste.
you.
I would almost consider it, but at what point do you have such a high travel velocity that you could literally just run up walls?
When you're a monk.
True. But monks get that at like 40 feet traveling speed.
Something like that, yeah. But they are also monks.
True. Monks don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
But,
you have spells that might end up doing the same thing.
You said there was something near the cantina on the second. No, actually, there's a small village. They probably have an inn.
Yep. Well, not so
So
much
Champ
an
isn't
inn as like a couple of hostels, essentially. Sep, hello.
Very well.
Have you done your things?
I removed and reattached the GPU, and boot is still fucking slow after I installed driver booster, so I'm gonna have to check out that later.
But at least it's booting without larger issues this time.
He's frozen at least.
Oh, he did freeze. Yep.
But yeah.
Short-lived.
But I'll go for one of the hostels instead of sleeping on the ship.
I can just hear Sepp screaming right now. There he goes. Can already hear him screaming in agony.
Oh well.
Oh, poor Sepp. At least
We'll
it's not
fix
me
it.
this time.
Yep. We'll fix it after the session.
Yeah,
It's not the first time I've helped him with it.
we'll get him the help he needs.
Well, in some places it's already
Yeah.
late for him.
It's far too late in any other way. So,
Real
set
bed
up
and not a
in-
bunk bed would be nice.
sure. So you set up in one of the like large dormitory kind of places. Set up for travelers who are coming and going.
How much do you want? Or do they want for a single night?
For a single night, They will take 3 silver for a single night.
Yeah, I'll add a couple extra silver for breakfast on bed.
Sure.
Excellent. And he'll have a short while of perusing the book before heading to bed.
Okay. Good. You barely managed to scratch the surface.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. Even as you like, I guess you're not like reading it completely yet, or are you?
No, just glancing
Just like-
since it's late in the evening.
Just like glancing through it. So, glancing through the opening chapters and whatnot, you think that this will take you a good few weeks to get through, probably a few months actually, with all the travel time that you'll also be accruing. You can read during the travels though.
But is it worthy reading? Or is this like the basic things that they kind of know?
The opening chapters are very basic, giving essentially a summarized glance at what it means to be a blade singer and what their place is in elven culture. Later chapters seem to be far more detailed, that you can see through a quick glance.
Interesting.
Even to the point where at least one chapter goes into detail regarding the metaphysical aspects of a blade singer's connection with the weave, or that goes into like extremely detailed scientific jargon that gets like very complex to read.
Interesting. He's going to enjoy that book in secret.
I'm sure he will.
So, I'm asleep. What's the rest doing?
I'm researching.
No sleeping?
Research until you drop.
I basically will research as long as Quilena can hold her eyes open, then do a alarm around her and go to sleep. Also, I will put the tiny hut around me just to make sure that no one tries to do anything to me.
Okay.
The third thing would be researching the warlord stuff for 3 hours, then going to Sune stuff for an hour, and then resting, and going to the warlord stuff, and then...
I'm guessing that my character is quite used to
Hey.
researching by
It's a
being a
laptop,
sage.
so-
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We
Yep.
can.
Cool. Fuck that shit.
We'll have a look at it after the session.
I can't even get it on. Oh yeah, well, last time was also through the laptop. You damn shitty fucking piece of shit. Where were we?
Right here.
So, the others are, Quilena and Rohirden are studying and resting when they absolutely have to, and then studying some more. Kothar has found a bed in the village just outside the tower, as
And
well
stole a
as
horse.
bought a horse for you.
So he's waiting for me to still come out of the building.
Yeah, and it's nighttime or getting around there, so
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
so
I'll just
you
go
have to
straight down.
find some place to probably rest overnight before you set off.
If Kothar is right outside, where were you resting up, Kothar, or waiting?
A hostel in the village.
Hostel. If
Yes.
that is not too far away from the library, then I'll just
It's like a short
I'll just
walking
join 'em.
distance.
I'll just walk down there and mutter some orcish curse words for something I'm just thinking about in my head, non-related to this motherfucking shit, and then I'll be there as soon as I can.
Yeah, he spent the last part of the evening looking for someone to sell a horse, so You probably joined on that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So, dawn
next-
comes.
Yes. The next morning, you arrive very early to the sound of people hustling about outside, going about their morning business, setting up food, and then going off to study and whatnot. An airship looms high above you, tied to the top of the Edificant library. You meet up with Selena at the stables. She is all ready to go.
It's written like that, right?
No.
Aha. Very well. Kothar has his lovely breakfast. I'm sure it's perfectly adequate. And sets out to meet Selena if shop is ready.
Champ.
I actually asked, am I muted?
You are.
I guess I was. Yes, Shump is ready. He will just he will still mutter, and he will be ready to set off as soon as Kotar is. Stop laughing! I can hear laugh.
Excellent. Good morning, Selena. Shall we set out?
If you are ready.
Yes. Unless you have anything else to take care of before we leave.
No.
We won't be back for at least a week or two.
I returned the books that I needed.
Good. Wouldn't want those late fees.
Yes. I hear they can be gruesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's set out then.
Good.
Are we talking about the thing I just got before I froze? The late fees after 200 years or something?
Yeah, she had
late
some
fees
own
we're
books.
talking about?
She had
Okay.
some books she needed to hand in as well.
Cool.
Yeah, your
So-
new companion had some books that needed sorting out.
So we ride forth.
So, Selena jumps on her horse and waits for both of you to mount up.
I'll let Shump have the horse that we bought.
Aw. Thanks.
Good.
Comes with a
It's-
saddle and it's a bit old.
Yeah. It's old. It's an old horse. Seems to complain.
That's nice.
It seems to complain just a little bit about having a half orc on its back, but
Oh, isn't that everything is racist towards half orcs?
it's because you're heavy.
Ah, yeah, I'm also half orc and half Goliath, so I guess I'm
And full
on the
plate.
other side. And
Yeah.
full plate.
Yeah.
Well, splints, aren't I?
Well, I mean, it's heavy armor.
Yeah.
And Kothar is basically just wearing cloth.
Yeah, so I feel like this went the right way around.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah. Still don't understand why you don't take the airship, but I guess whatever floats your boat.
We are thinking about others. We are compassionate.
Yeah.
Don't smirk at me. We are. We're thinking. Okay, I don't know why we're taking it either. Not
Well, I mean,
taking
if we really want to, we can. But
it. Then we had to climb all those ends of.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it's gonna be like a day's journey instead of 3 or 4.
yeah, but I don't know how they'll.
Manage without our company.
It's the
and
forest of Shilmista. I don't know how well they will react to a airship just dropping by. Especially the
Probably better
wildlife
than a
parts.
half fork. I'm just saying.
Besides which, Shump is taking away the key to unlock the ship, so...
Oh, the toad.
Yes, the toad.
I guess Galana could probably hack the bots somehow.
No, she's in heaven,
Are
so
you
I don't think she
implying we
cares.
actually need the toad?
Though she's not into trying to steal the ship currently. She's in her dream house, so I mean,
yeah,
She probably
to
would
say
lead.
the least.
I
Oh,
mean,
what's the
it's
first
like
thing?
it's like bringing a kid to Candyland.
Yeah.
She's currently like the happiest person on earth.
Let's see.
We should make a reserve toad. The backup toad.
I have rations for 7 days left, so
Okay.
I'll be fine for now.
Sure. Shump, how many rations do you have?
8 actually.
Let's see. I will answer you. Yeah. Are you thinking about how you can kill us? If will be by falling rocks or by lack of rations?
No, I'm just curious to see how many rations you actually have at this point.
I like how you're thinking about me. 7.
Okay,
That is
good.
actually 7.
So you'll have plenty for your journey.
See? Oh, yeah, I saw what you were thinking about there. Jump died by starvation.
You won't die by starvation. Not with that many rations. So you set off from the Edificant Library, and Selena guides you along to the main road, and meanwhile tells you that the main road itself is safe, at least as far as she saw during her travel beforehand.
She doesn't have a this magnet for danger like we do.
Well, I mean, she's a very beautiful high elf with golden hair. I'm sure that's not a bad thing to follow.
No, I would do that. Just being honest.
Kothar is actually going to just let his horse follow the rest and not pay attention to the surrounding and just read the entire trip.
Okay.
It's not like it's a good book or anything. It just sort of got interesting at this point.
Yeah.
So no perception for me, not even passive.
All right, good. So the main road itself is actually very safe. There, you can hear some rocks falling down from the mountains, but it's like just ordinary little pebbles coming down every now and then. Nothing too serious. No rock giants or big yetis or anything like that coming to devour you.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm surprised how descriptive he is. It's almost like he has those character sheets just lying and waiting.
I have the monster manual on Roll20, so I can just pull them in whenever I need to. Well, which would you like this time?
I don't think that-
Surprise!
Oh.
Monster fight.
More flying red kobolds.
And
Warple Banu.
a Dracolich? How about Dracolich?
I think we'll do fine without a Dracolich.
Yeah.
Shia.
A Yeti?
The giant squirrel.
You're going to a forest, right?
We look back. Shia LaBeouf.
And an illithid. Illithid? What is it? What is it? What is
Illithid?
it?
Illithids
sure.
tend to be underground.
Yeah,
Sadly.
but you know,
I would
they-
starve it to death.
and they're
Yes, you certainly would be a meager meal for them.
Yes.
yeah.
To die.
Tentacles. Oh, that was all?
That's how we should be done. It's fourth.
So
We heard.
remove 3 days worth of rations.
Oh, we get there without incident.
Well, we just lost 3 days worth of rations.
Yes.
So I will also remove it.
If you are using up your rations while at the Edificant Library, then yes, remove.
How else can I get it?
Cantina on the second floor.
There's the canteen, and the village has food. You can.
So do I need to roleplay the getting back to the section, or are you okay with me going and coming back?
I'm fine with you just going around. The lector said that he would come and let you in whenever you need.
I would like then to buy food for 10 days. How much would that cost me?
Sure. I don't remember how many. It's just gonna be rations. I think it's 5 silver each.
All right. Just
Yeah, 5 silver for 1 day of rations. So.
Okay, so minus 5 gold. 5 gold.
Yep. Rohan, you're
Yes.
getting food as well? Or are you going to?
Yes, I'll be getting food in the cafeteria and stuff.
Okay. Cafeteria sandwiches.
Yep, cafeteria sandwiches.
It's slightly soggy with just a very thin slice of ham and a bit of wrinkled lettuce.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I'll
a bit of goat cheese.
I'll be taking like 1 piece of the deepwood moss and each day, well, not each day, just sprinkling some of deepwood moss across it every day
Sure.
for more sustenance in it.
Sure. Okay. So you all survive 3 whole days. Some of you locked in deep study. Some of you ogling at a high elf riding in front of you. He's nodding, but probably not to me.
I mean, there is that horse motion, you know.
Yeah. The ocean. The motion of the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Kothar and Champ, you arrive at the borders of Shilmista.
Kothar doesn't notice until you actually poke him, so...
Yeah, so at first you come across some of the rough hillside that's still rolling down from the mountains and see the forest stretch out in front of you. Then Selena turns and stops your group, pointing it out. Well, this is roughly where I came out, I believe.
Would I recognize it?
The forest?
Well, yeah, that part of the forest that she's referring to, so...
Yeah. It's like one of the narrowest parts of the forest.
So he knows his way from here?
Probably, yeah.
With a sigh, he'll just leave one of those book markers and just... You hear that thump as he closes that giant tome and packs it away. I'll lead from here, using paths that is only known to people of Shilmista.
Yeah, well, very well. Take the lead.
So he rides on towards Shilmista City, towards his home.
Good. So you know it's about another day's journey from where you are currently, just about to the north. As soon as you enter the forest, you definitely get the sense that you are being watched almost immediately.
He'll just keep riding on, and
yeah, it's not a big surprise to you, I suppose.
yeah, he rides on because he does know his way, and like might have a few memories along the way, like I had some guard duty in that outpost up there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel there's guards watching us right now.
There are many guards.
I just picked my nose. I feel weird.
We might actually any the Dells is to the north. The Denny Ridge, I believe, is or Deny Ridge is somewhere in the southern section. So I might point that out. It's a very common defensive position. We might see some of the defenders there, ready to kill us.
Okay.
At some point, I'll also just announce myself.
Sure.
Just Kothar Amaki returns.
Sure. Why don't you make a survival check with advantage?
Oh. I'm glad I didn't get the first one. Crit fail and a crit success.
Yep. That's
amazing.
what happened.
Well, should we do the middle ground?
the middling result. So, yeah, Kothar, or actually Shump, you are guided along in this forest by Kothar, and Selena is sticking behind you, just to keep the rear, make sure you don't suddenly get lost or anything with your older
To the
horse.
rear. Ooh.
Well, I mean, he's been checking out her rear for the time, so
Yeah.
She has something for you.
returning the favor.
Yeah.
I am kind like that.
So all around you, Shump, is just forest. You don't see any clear path or any structures in the trees or markings that would lead you basically anywhere. But Kothar seems to just like keep looking around and then shifting just past some trees and then straight on again, as if there's a path there that you just can't see.
Okay. Just admit it, Kothar. We're lost.
No, Shump, I can assure you, we're not lost. I have
That's
patrolled
what
these
everyone-
woods many years of my life. Actually,
Who's lost tend to say that.
how old are you
Sure.
again, Shump?
Am I 14 or am I 20? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. There's some rattling in the brushes. Sounds very plasticky.
It's the wild elves. It's an ambush.
Some wild elves opening lembas. I think you said 16 or something.
It's
he's
actually
actually 29.
it's actually an
crap.
owl bear that's gotten into someone's trash.
Wait, he's 29?
Yeah, I think I didn't, know that much about half-orcs or something. when I wrote that down.
he's getting in there. He's getting
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, he is.
And I'll be right back.
How come I only have, what was it, 9 wisdom?
Set. Did you see the T-shirt I liked
The T-shirt in Skype or in
in Skype? It was. I'll
What?
get the link again.
that too. You obviously love Alv. Yeah, I can totally see that going through some garbage. Oh, it's nice though.
I should not and thought of you and Chris.
Well, I mean, it's not like the Nosebringer scar was created out of the strong urge and need of Gorath to torch every owlbear he came across, and accidentally started a forest fire that way.
Wasn't it kind of a preemptive strike against a fleeing owlbear?
Yes, the owlbear was fleeing from something and wasn't even going to get near us, but it was just
but
like,
it looked
fireball,
like-
fireball, lightning, fight. Oh,
Yeah.
the forest is on fire.
Shit. I hate that.
So the reason I ended up looking for owlbears, I have an image in my head of an owlbear with an evil-looking kitten with the villain moustache.
What? Nice.
And maybe a wizard hat on the owlbear.
Actually, Thok has a owlbear cloak.
Does
Yes.
got that relatively early.
Managed to make it with also the head, so that when you pull it up, you basically have an owlbear like half face.
Yeah, that beautiful cloak.
Yes.
Gee.
So yes, Shump, you were 29. I
Yeah.
do believe. Yeah, I've patrolled these forests almost as long as you have lived.
Wow, that's a rookie. Number.
Yes. Well, for a high elf, it certainly is. I mean, there are elves here I believe that some of the wood elves here have patrolled these forests for over 600 years.
That sounds extremely boring.
Well, I mean, you get to see a lot of wood.
And woods are very erect.
Yes.
Yes.
Many logs here.
Yes.
You have logs upon logs of history.
Isn't the moisture kind of just killing in here? Like there seems to be a lot of moisture around this wood.
Well, the canopy is fairly dense, but you might get a few days of sun sometimes.
That's cool. But you're lost, aren't you?
No.
I just have to.
Don't you see the path? It's right there, and then there's a crossing there. We're coming up to a T intersection.
Read between my paths, Kothar.
How crude. Well, I
I
mean,
know.
they all are half-orcs, so I suppose
I'll
that's...
just trust you. I'll just trust you.
Mm.
Maybe we'll live. Maybe we won't. But I think it's rude that you didn't announce that Shump. Or all Shump has arrived.
Well, they don't have anything to tie that esteemed name to yet.
How dare you?
You need to build a reputation before you can call on it, after all.
I think
Didn't
I'm
you
here.
read the comics that he just borrowed from the library?
Hey. That was important reading stuff. There was no comics whatsoever. There was like 2 pictures, maybe.
On the front and the back.
Yeah.
Yes, the one with the crown showing where to put it, and the one with the other where not to put the crown.
It was
Okay,
more.
so
It
3.
was more like a IKEA style assembly guide to a crown and a head.
So
And
it's a completely useless picture.
Yeah. It just has a crown above a head and then an arrow pointing down.
No, I think it's more like the old-styled Chinese guiding books that you had A connect to AC, AC connects to this, and then you're like, what?
A full-on diagram.
What was that? Something flew on you.
Yeah,
Moth.
a moth. The window is open.
Oh, I thought you were just getting old.
Yes, that too.
That's old. All right.
So, we ride another day in Shilmista Forest.
Actually, while you are discussing the benefits of your old age, Kothar,
I'm a little kid to most of these people.
Selena suddenly just goes, shh, shh.
Hmm?
And points to towards your right. Both of you make a perception check.
Probably not with advantage here.
Mm-mm.
You see a giant on fire.
It is a green dragon ready to devour you.
Should also do it for Niniak, by the way.
Yes.
Let's see.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dudes.
Shump doesn't see anything. He's looking at his hand or something.
I mean, we're deep in discussion, but Niniak's paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm in I've never been here before.
So,
no
looking at Selena's ass.
so the two of you see some of the bushes rustling in the distance where Selena pointed. Niniak definitely perks up and is looking out there.
Does he do the tail thing again, just like moving my head like over there?
Yes, but Niniak turns your head a little too slowly. You don't catch whatever it was.
Possibly a sentry. Could be one of the rangers, I guess. Anyways, shall we keep going? Unless you think you saw something more dangerous.
I'm not sure what I saw.
What did you see?
It did not look like an elf. It
Well, I mean,
it kind of did, but I'm not sure.
Well, while the borders are quite secure, there are still wild creatures in the forest, so do keep your wits about you. I'm sure it'll present itself soon enough if we keep riding.
I suppose we should.
Yeah.
So
Kotar will be more alert now, though.
Okay,
Making
good.
sure to look around for it.
Do you want to camp in the forest or push through the night?
Camp in the forest. It's not dangerous. You have my bubble. Oh, wait.
I'm guessing there would be like because patrols go through these areas all the time. There's probably like preset locations for that, like small hidden camps.
Probably. At least locations that are often used.
Yeah, we'll look for one of those and then let's camp.
Okay.
There's no need to tire the horses.
Okay, good. So you find a location just off the path. A nice hidden little grotto that is often used for traveling sentries as they move towards the edge of the forest. It is about half a day's journey still to Shilmista City from here, but you are certain that you know exactly where you are in the forest and how to get there from here.
You are exactly near that big tree, and it's next to that other tree, and just around there is another tree. You know where you are.
Now there's a series of a pine on an oak, a pine, and another pine.
Well, he has patrolled these for
And then there's
20
a
years,
bush.
so that kind of pattern makes sense.
Yeah, and then there's a mulberry bush just underneath one of the pines.
That bush that wasn't there a few years ago. I mean, it's a young bush.
Don't eat from that bush. It's the latrine bush. So
And there's just like about 100 feet from the campsite, there's a branch, a thick branch set up top two rocks just at like knee height for you to sit down on for taking care of business.
Okay.
And there's a little hole dug out.
everything around it is growing unusually well.
Yeah. So you don't have tents, right? You just sit underneath the canopies.
Do I have a tent? I do have a tent. It's one of those basic two-man tents.
Sure.
But
Do you want to erect it?
well, I'll erect it for Selena. She's
So
not
let-
used to these forests, but Kotar probably knows the good tree. He knows the good tree to lean against.
Selena has refused so far throughout the journey the use of a tent. She much prefers to be underneath the stars, or in this case, the canopy.
Well,
I believe someone has stolen a chair.
no, that chair is now hers. The chair always belonged to the cat.
I want my chair back, but for now she's trying to scratch me each time I try to take the chair back. So she'll be playing D&D for now. She'll
Okay.
notify you when she wants something.
Sure. That
I
was
guess
The cat is researching.
Sean can have the tent. Then.
You can change the title of the stream "Pussy on Cam."
That'll get viewers. I mean, it's not wrong.
You literally just say there's a cat on stream and people would be falling into the stream.
Yeah, hold on. I get it.
You're actually changing it. Now with added cat cam.
Cat cam hype. Update information. Good. There you go. Good.
So, jump.
The viewers saw phone
Yes.
over the display.
Cat not
The devil himself.
Oh, this cam?
What is that? Cat cam? SWAT. Good.
Shump, do you want to rest in the tent, or shall I not bother erecting it? I'm
It
pitching a
depends
tent
who's
just
doing
for you.
That's the pet. Just for me.
Yes.
Then yes, I would like to rest in the tent. The fuck is up with the pussy though?
Who knows?
Who knows, indeed.
Am I alone in the tent?
Cats are assholes.
Arthur knows all the good trees to lean against, so he's using one of those.
Weren't we three?
Yes.
There's something here.
Selena also wants to sleep under an open sky.
Okay, yeah, cool. I'll just because it wouldn't work out with my prior engagements, so I will just sleep in the tent.
Yes.
Okay, good. And so, do you set up a fire?
Do we need it? Is it warm?
Burn the
It's
place.
it's autumn, so it will definitely help you a little bit. It can
Yeah.
get occasionally fairly cold during the night.
Yeah, I might as well.
Do you want to create bonfire? Wait, it's on me.
This is where we realize how empty our lives are.
I think I'm the utility person around, so
Well, I mean, I have all the means of creating a bonfire.
sure.
I even have a
Everyone
perfect brazier
has.
to have it.
You have a brazier on you, ready?
Yep.
You're carrying it around. Isn't it
Yep.
heavy?
Oh, it's a small type for summoning familiars. I have had to use it a few times.
Apparently.
Sorry, Niniak.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
So-
is Selena taking an interest in Niniak?
A little bit. She has been fairly wary of getting too close so far. However, she does seem to understand that it is likely a familiar of some kind. So,
So I see you've been oogling my dragon here. You want to play with it?
I have
You
another
should
one
have said,
somewhere
"I see
else.
My dragon has
You know,
finally found
as-
a cave.
as far as pickup lines go, I much preferred it when you first asked me whether I recently arrived at the Irvikan library.
Again, it's not a pickup line.
Hmm.
It was a genuine offer to play with my dragon. Niniak really enjoys playing.
Well, Well, she warmed up in my chair.
Well, if you say so, but
You do know that cats have a 39 degrees body, so.
I was continuing in character.
Okay.
Yeah, Selena refuses to play with your dragon.
Very well, her loss. Kotar will be playing with it.
Good. While you're still enjoying the little campfire and enjoying Niniak playing with your familiar, you hear a quiet rustling in the bushes nearby, and then see a figure emerge from the dark forest.
Do I recognize said figure?
No. You see before you a tall and slender figure standing about 7 feet tall. It bears elven features, but like elongated. So instead of like those pointed ears, it has like actually like almost anime style, very long, sharply pointed ears that come out.
World of
Does he,
Warcraft.
does he
Kind of,
tie it
as well.
down in order to not put it in someone else's eye or something?
No.
Oh.
This figure also has a shimmering blue skin, as well as silver eyes.
A moon elf?
No.
What
Decidedly
would this,
not a moon elf.
What would this creature... Blue or black skin?
Blue.
Blue. So
The
what kind of
dragon.
elf is it?
It's a dragon. It's a silver dragon.
In disguise. You can make a history check. Or a nature check.
Both are the...
Or a sleight of hands. To try and steal the ears from
Yes.
the person.
To steal the information from
That
this
was the
creature.
insight.
Yes, that.
See, there's the history.
Okay, good. Your best guess would be an Eladrin. However, even for an Eladrin, this looks like unnaturally beautiful and like even further pronounced features.
What's an Eladrin?
Not quite sure. Eladrin is essentially like
Is it Aladdin? But with an R?
it's like a an even more powerful elf. It's like a an elf or a high elf even further into Fae. So
Keep
it's
in
even-
mind that high elf is a umbrella term for many types of subraces of elf.
Yeah, I believe Eladrin is essentially what very old high elves used to be, or something like that. But now they're like very deeply connected with the Feywild, which is kind of separate plane.
Well, good evening. Welcome to our humble little camp.
The figure speaks in a very fluid and fluent language, which you do not understand.
Let's see if I do.
He does, however, like,
Are you sure? Is it Sylvan?
no.
Tongues, man.
Common
It
Elvish.
does remind you of Sylvan a little bit, but it's like it's only on like very basic pronunciation, kind of sounds similar. You don't understand what he said. Are you having fun, Torm?
I think he's a bit bored. Studying, you know.
Yeah, studying is hard work.
Just No, I'm actually reading about the Eladrin. But
I mean, Howden isn't bored with his studying. He's got some sexy books to look at. I mean, religious books.
So,
I'm sorry, good sir. I'm afraid I don't understand your language fully, though it certainly sounds beautiful.
are you speaking common?
I would be speaking Elvish, being an elven forest. Though, since it sounded like Sylvan, the greeting would be in Elvish, and then I'll try to switch to Sylvan to see if I find some common ground there.
Okay. After a very brief moment, he answers you in Sylvan, saying, "You should not switch languages so quickly. Makes it slightly more difficult to pinpoint your dialect."
My apologies. And it's common to switch to the more commonly used types, but you sounded a bit Sylvan, so I attempted that.
Well, I greet you.
And I return the greetings. I am Kothar Amakir. And you would be?
I am called Arundel by the elves of this forest.
Arundel. Would I know who that is?
No, you have never heard that name before.
Interesting. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well,
what is your
we shall see
business
about
with us?
I was just curious. Curious.
Curious. Well, you're welcome to partake in our campfire. Warm yourself
some
up.
nuts.
No, I do not require a fire to keep me warm, but thank you for the offer. I would like to know what you are here for.
I'm returning home with some visitors.
Oh.
Friend, and a what shall I refer to you as, Helena? A acquaintance seeking favors, I presume it to be.
She answers, well, more like just keeping tally of elves. But an acquaintance, that is what we are. Yeah, Arundel, meanwhile, just like chuckles. Oh, acquaintances.
And this is Niniak. And I'll introduce my familiar.
A spirit.
Indeed.
Almost reminds me of dragons we have back home.
I think
Almost,
Niniak
but
has
not
taken
quite.
I think he's taken a page out of that book. He tends to shift around a bit.
Yes, I can see that. The wings are not right at all, and the facial features are off as well. It should be more slender. The ears should not be quite as pointed, and there is a flurry of color in rainbow shades just above the lobe.
Does Niniak take offense to it?
No. Niniak, you can feel Niniak's amusement at the very detailed description of what a real fey dragon would look like. Or fairy dragon, sorry. But you know that Niniak hasn't exactly tried to be a fairy dragon through and through. Just taken an image that it kind of found.
I'll still just give him a gentle pat on the head.
Huh. Well. Who is he? Arundel says and points towards Shump.
That is my good friend, Shump. I will allow him to fully introduce himself. We might switch to a bit more of a basic, common tongue.
Are we talking to me in a
Yes.
language I understand right now? Hello.
Well, unless you know Elven.
No,
But
I
I'll
don't.
still be like gesturing towards you, so.
I'll just. Hi.
And what is his language? Tell him to say something in his language, please.
I'll turn to Champ in common, like he wishes to speak with you. So pick and choose how you want to talk to him. Whatever you feel comfortable with, Boral.
Heck.
So Dwarven?
No, it's what I like to call wow orcish. Heck.
Champ. Well,
Since I haven't studied the actual language, I will just speak in orcish to him.
Yeah.
It will sound common to all of you listening.
I mean, none of us are actually talking in
And
Elven, right?
I have really tried to like have some phrases memorized in orcish, but it's fucking impossible. So, who are you? What are you talking about? Are you talking behind my back? I wouldn't like that.
Arundel chuckles as he listens to your words, and there's a quick pause before he then responds in extremely fluent Orcish to you. Well, not behind your back, no? Surely. You understand what we speak?
You're an elf, right?
No.
Then what are you? Why are you talking my tongue?
I am Arundel.
That's your name. Right?
Yes?
I am Boral Shump. And I am also a half-orc. What are you?
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Borar Shump. I am Arundel, as I said.
So you are an entity in by yourself. You're not only a name, but you're also a race, a type of gender, a type of everything, all in one. You're like a care package.
Well, some might say that, yes. However, I am simply Arundel.
Someone actually says that you're a care package.
Not that part.
Okay.
I am clearly not a package.
I'll chime
Well,
in.
I must say that I am intrigued. And by the looks of it, you know a lot of stuff. I come to this conclusion because you speak in my tongue, and it sounds pretty goddamn fluent. So I have one very, very, very important question for you, Arundel. Do I pronounce that right, Arundel?
Yes? And what is
Cool.
your question?
Well, my question is simple, actually. What is the quickest way to rule Faerun? What alliances should I ally with in order to obtain power? I then also come to the goal of ruling Faerun.
Well, I do not generally take any consideration of the affairs of this land. Politics is so far beneath any of us, really.
Yeah,
But
I just ask you, what do your home look like?
my home?
You live in
No.
a cave as an exile, or do you live in a house like a normal person?
Caves, houses? No, not at all. Nothing like that.
You surf by any chance?
No, I live among the trees of my home.
Are you viewed upon as an outcast of your community? Like the
No,
strange guy in the town?
no. The elves here consider me a wanderer. But, no.
But you are, in general, pretty knowledgeable, right?
I suppose.
Is that like the wisdom of life? Like the rock falls because it wants to, or is it because you know stuff that I might want to know too? Gain advantage in
Ev-
things.
Even if I told you what I hold to be true, it would not help you.
Yeah, that that is the kind of hippie mumbo jumbo I'm talking about. I respect you as a entity, Erondil, because I don't know what I should call you, because I don't know your race. And at this point, I'm pretty certain that our friendship would be it wouldn't be any more advanced than it is right now.
As I told you, he is quite eloquent.
Are you speaking in Elven?
No, I'll continue in Orcish.
Okay. Arundel switches to back to Sylvan and says, "He is an amusing one, but so are all of you who I meet."
Speaking of meeting, perhaps you would also like to have a lengthy discussion with Selena here.
Oh,
You have before you 3 separate races. I'm sure she'll be equally as interesting.
3 separate races.
Well, I mean, Boral will technically count as 2, I suppose.
I'm guessing Arundel doesn't see races or gender or whatsoever. He is just one lovey-dovey guy all around.
No, he sees races. However, in whether or not sees differences between Selena and Kothar doesn't appear to.
Very well.
Although I know that you're a moon elf, and technically she should probably be a sun elf. But
Well, I would be all up for further chatting with you, Arundel. Though I will also be continuing to set camp for the evening and prepare for bed. It's getting quite late, and I have business in Shilmista City tomorrow.
no, by all means, by all means. Of course, do not let me disturb you.
Is he just standing there, or is he actually leaving?
No, he's standing there, basically in the middle of your camp.
And he's blue. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking to him, and he's not talking to any of us. Right?
At the moment, yeah.
So after a little while, Trump will just look at him and just... So what's your plans today? Tonight, this fine evening? Maybe tomorrow? Just go where the winds take you?
No.
No, I see. What is your plans for the next few hours? Geographically speaking.
Well, for the next few hours, I will stand here and observe. And then I shall return to likely what you call Shilmista City.
If you hear noise from the tent, that could be anything. There could be critters in there that I'm trying to whack repeatedly at a quick pace. Just saying. And
Well,
I'll see you when I see you.
I would not wish to disturb whatever it is you do inside your tent.
No, it's disturbing enough just to know that you're standing out here and listening.
Can we just point out it's not actually Shum's tent, it's Kothar's.
Well, Shump is lonely.
And Kothar is making one of those. Ew. But he's continuing like setting up and getting ready and settling down with the book. And if you have any questions, Arendelle, before I fall asleep, feel free to ask them. Though some people would find it rather disturbing to be watched over at night by some unknown individual.
Weird, Kothar. It's weird.
I'm
Just
trying
tell
to
him
put
it's
it gently
weird.
here.
Oh, I know.
I see.
That
actually makes it more disturbing.
I have
Shug will
found
just
that
turn around and just mumble as he goes into town. He knows.
I have found that the true nature of people comes out once they are being observed.
Mm-hmm.
And some become violent, some become agitated, some go about their business as usual. Some
Very
deem it some deem it necessary to talk constantly. I believe it is called small talk.
Very well. I'll just take out that humongous book and just and begin reading.
Good.
I'll quickly be right back.
Sure. Arendelle stands there for a while longer, maybe about 15 minutes or so, and then suddenly just vanishes.
Yeah, I mean,
Define vanishes.
He's
If-
there 1 second and gone another.
if this wasn't Chilmista Forest, where Kothar feels safe, he wouldn't be this relaxed and at ease at it, that's for sure. But for now, he's just reading, and once he gets to feel tired, he'll fall asleep.
Kothar, what's your passive perception?
Okay. It doesn't list that, so I'll need to. It's 10.
It's 10 plus your
3
modifier
plus
of
proficiency.
yeah.
We currently have plus 3 in
Plus
proficiency,
variation.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
So 16.
Okay. So you hear a couple of crunches of leaves. A few seconds after Arendelle disappears, almost like very faint footsteps leading
Yes.
out of the
From
Camp.
the same location or some other location?
leading away from your camp.
Yeah, but
So like
The-
right on the outskirts of where you set up camp.
okay,
as
so it's
it's-
not where he was approximately standing.
Yeah, like leading away from that position.
Okay. Well, if he's leaving, then that's fine. Yep. I'll read and fall asleep. I don't know what Champ and Selena are doing.
I probably fell asleep 3.5 minutes after he.
Selena is sitting beside the fire and essentially like prodding it with a branch.
I'll look up from the book for a while and just. Would you feel more at ease if we arranged for a guard rotation this evening?
I don't think there would be anything that would make me at ease here. I can feel the eyes on me.
Well, I can assume that most of them are just cautious eyes. Few would maliciously look upon you here.
Then you hear the zipper gently close on a tent.
And
That-
Selena like visibly shudders.
There's probably a few lustful eyes, I guess. And he goes back to his book. and he's not going to do anything else.
He
unless
just
something...
grumbles something about men all being the same.
Well, Kothar is reading his book and not paying any mind. And when he's about to fall asleep, just boom, and then
Good.
pulling down a hat or something. Just
Okay, good. The next morning comes. The evening goes by uneventfully. Again, the benefit of a long rest. Once more, nothing disturbs you. Although, as you rise up in the morning, you all feel that you are being watched, and it is likely the case as well.
it's a tad odd, but oh well. I'm sure everything will be made clear once he reaches Shilmista.
So,
He's not exactly a celebrity, so
yeah.
naturally the guards are doing their job.
So, you pack up and get back on the path to Shilmista City. About half a day's journey later, you break through some trees and atop a hill, where finally you find a more well-tread path leading down. And before you opens up a large town atop a little bluff further in the distance, with buildings built between the woods. And you see lights flickering from the buildings and walkways of town. As you start heading towards the city, you see some people just milling about very casually in the roughly late afternoon, just like walking around very comfortably. Nothing seems to be out of order here. And as you approach the edge of the town, approaching from a safe pathway leading to it, there are two guards standing beside the path, waiting to greet you. And with that, I believe we can end this session.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
One thing before we end, I was just thinking I would get Roherthan to also research caring for beasts of burden and mounts and stuff.
Okay, good.
More research.
Good.
More research. Since I tend to end up taking care of the horses anyway, it would be good to have actual knowledge rather than just guessing.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Good. How was that?
Lovely, lovely.
It's a little bit of a shame that you all decided to indeed split the party, but oh well.
Yeah.
C'est la vie.
Because there isn't really much I can do about the library, since you're just studying
Researchers.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have the
Unfortunately,
library all of a sudden start sliding down the mountain or into the mountain.
Yes,
or one of the
that
chambers
I-
would collapse.
I can do that, but yeah, come on.
I mean, that would be the fourth time that library has been destroyed.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's a bit much.
I mean, even for Faerun. But hey, I mean, there might be a few Soonites visiting from some small talk. So at least Roherthan
Small
won't be
talk.
completely ignored. Though I'm a bit surprised that Quilana hasn't taken an interest in the Ogmalites or Ogmalites, or that the
she's too busy with books.
yeah, but the guy, the good sir, the Lector Galamade, he will probably try to convert her at some point, considering her ravenous hunger for knowledge. And if a certain individual is trying to say something, he is muted. Or is fallen asleep.
Everyone is wondering what is happening behind that camera right now.
Oh, he's playing with his pussy cat.
Yeah.
Meow. He's probably getting his ass handed to him by that cat. The amount of claw marks he has on him, usually, that cat is the boss of him.
I'm happy my thing arrived.
Your thing arrived.
The cube.
A fiddler cube. Fidget cube, isn't that what they call it? Fidget box.
So now you can fidget.
Yes, and not flash my bank card on stream.
Yes. That would be preferable, probably, to all.
Well, they're not going to get very far with my bank card, so... Although the last time I was in the bank, they tried to get me to get an overdraft, and I was like, no.
Just no.
Just flat no.
I would be too tempted to use it too often, so no.
That's what they are counting on.
Yeah.
I am terrible with money.
Aren't we all?
Silence.
Yes.
This has been such an active session.
Next session.
I'm sorry
Chat's
about
been
that.
active.
It has been
Yeah.
fairly active in the RP department.
Yeah.
Try to RP as much as we can. But I feel my RP is lacking when I don't hear myself as Shump in the monitor. Because right now, if I'm Shump, I just twist my voice a little bit, but I know it doesn't sound like Shump Shump. You know?
We'll see if we can't fix it for next time.
Yeah, hopefully.
And for those wondering how Shell Mister really looks, imagine Rivendell with white marble and gold. But that's only about half of it because it's a mix of high elf and wild elf, and the wild elf will be a bit more, well, we'll just bend the trees to be our houses instead of, building those hideous white marble behemoths.
Yeah, I hate mansions.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? When you can have a mansion that is literally a redwood tree 100 meters tall with perches and everything is just all natural.
So
Yeah.
it would be for those scrubs of us that played World of Warcraft, Silvermoon City and Darnassus.
Yeah, mixed in a way that makes sense.
That actually seems pretty awesome.
Good. Are we done?
Unfortunately.
Good.
I mean, I think me and Sepp and you can just continue for another 5 hours. That's fine.
I'm fine to stay on. I don't need to be awake till 3 p.m. tomorrow. So.
Yeah, and Torm's fallen asleep reading books in real life, probably. So
Probably. It certainly sounds like it. Or seems like it.
Well, it's the
But
lack
then
of
again,
sound.
he's free to go off cam and sleep or whatever, since there wasn't much to do with Quilana at this point. I'm afraid it'll be roughly the same next week. Depending on how much stuff you do in Shellmista.
yeah, and what happens? Who knows?
Yeah, I was kind of
I might-
hoping that all of you would come at the same time, but yeah, I don't
It's
know.
always hard to come at the same time, and you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some things you can't control.
But if we were not going to split the party, I don't think me and Shump would get much out of being. I mean, the only one really wanting to go to the Significant Library is Qualana, and it's for researching our
Yeah.
bad guy.
Which I've ended up being relegated to doing.
Exactly.
And I don't.
Hi.
Tish.
I think it would have just been a lot of time skipping. So everyone's reading
Yeah.
books.
Pretty much.
Now
yeah.
you can move on together to Shilmista. But I don't think Kotar would want Qualana in Shilmista. Not for what mischief she would be doing and what things she would be destroying and
Because of
potentially
the wild
causing.
elves?
Yes, and she would probably create a major diplomatic incident with the King Elberth, treating him like some commoner.
Yeah.
He doesn't fancy the idea of being evicted from his own enclave. On the basis of banished for association.
Yeah, that's likely to happen if Qualana had free roam.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've managed to get her to behave, at least a little.
Sure.
And with the tensions between the wild elves and the high elves in the city already being high, it's powder keg.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can just now imagine what would happen if a high elf illusionist decided to have her way in the town, the city. Given her passion for gnomes.
I mean, there is no precedence for the hatred of gnome yet, so she could introduce that.
And then they would join together in their allegiance of hating the gnomes.
But they generally don't like anyone besides high elves and wild elves anyways.
Okay, I'm closing the stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye-bye, stream.
Seb, did you want to say anything?
We'll see you next week. I hope it will be a stable fucking stream.
It's only you who's the problem.
I know, it's my computer that's the problem. I'm not the problem. Well, okay, sometimes I'm the problem. My computer right now is
You
the
are
problem.
always the problem, Seb. You
I
and
am.
your
It's the fucking product. Product value is following
yeah,
production value. Product value?
the product value. You're diminishing Banterol's product value.
I am.
The brand is hurting. That's why we're never getting those sponsors. You shit.
It is.
Maybe we should just apply for like computer sponsors and
Yeah.
set an actual working machine.
Yes. Why not? Or Skype.
Never
Because
Skype.
we're as shitty in quality.
No,
Yes, let's
no,
go with
no, not
Microsoft.
Skype.
we
Well,
don't
actually-
want your Skype.
Microsoft might be useful for me. Just get one of those Surface things that let me draw on the screen.
You should get an internet service provider.
Fine, I need an
I'm just
service
saying.
provider who doesn't actually
What,
whack me
Telia?
over every month.
Telia or something. Sure.
We all need different sponsors.
Yeah, individual sponsors. Just have them like littered on the cam.
Yeah, we could have
Cam
like
corners.
5 different T-shirts.
No, we just.
I don't mind shilling.
Everyone have our own caps on and
Yeah.
T-shirts with different
Just-
sponsors.
We just
Someone
have silly
drinking
map.
Monster, someone drinking
Yeah.
G Fuel.
Someone
Opposite,
drinking Paul's guana.
opposites will clearly be Iron Brew.
So bar.
Iron Brew.
Brew.
Good.
And some weird haggis manufacturer.
Yeah, just pick one, whichever one.
All of them.
Preferably
Just
the
all.
one that has horse meat in it.
That would be Tesco.
Okay, good.
So yes, I'm all open for shilling.
Hell, if they
That-
want to do,
That's
Well, no,
that should
I'll
that
show-
should be
I'll
our
show you.
tagline.
We're happy to shill.
Just
Hey,
just
Sony, contact us.
yeah, just contact us. I'm not gonna contact you. Just send.
Hey, Wacom. Hey, Wacom.
I actually have the Intuos Pro Large, Intuos Pro L.
Good. We're done here, I think. We're done. Good. We'll be back next Monday. Goodbye.